listening to Wednesday Comics, brought to you by rootsoftheswampthing.com and Siouxpercon 2018, Return of the Con. Welcome to Wednesday Comics. To my left, the far left, is Garrett. Garrett, how you doing?
Doing swell.
Alex is not with us today again, but we have somebody in his place. To my direct left. Slash, what do you call it? Hashtag guest host one?
Hashtag guest host one.
Do you spell out that one, or you put a one numeral? Or you numeral?
One? No numeral.
Oh, you
the number
okay.
one.
Special show today, guys, right?
Yeah.
18 movies, 10 years in the making. Avengers Infinity War will be coming out about a month from when this episode drops, when we dropped it. So, in honor of it, we are going to watch the first Avengers movie. We give you a commentary, as we have in the past. So go back in the past if you want to see these movie commentaries. What did we do? Spider-Man? Batman Forever?
Bat Nipples Forever wasn't called that.
Bat Nipples
Did we do one more?
Or
Or just those two?
I think those two so far. This is our third.
Our third movie commentary. Go check those out and watch those movies. We are at the 5-second mark on Avengers. This is directed by Joss Whedon, written by Joss Whedon and Zach Penn, starring Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., the original, Mark Ruffalo, the replacement, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Tom Hiddleston, Clark Gregg, Agent Phil Hess. Hey, Phil hasn't been around in a while.
Do you think he's going to show up in Infinity War?
No. Well, I don't know. It could, because it's going full circle, so it's possible. Or they could do it for the next one. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is pretty lit right now, so I'd go check that out.
Samuel L. Jackson and Colby Smulders as Agent Maria Hill for the first time. I think this is when she makes her debut in the Avengers movie. So here we are. We're at the 5-second mark right now. The Marvel logo is kind of on the screen, but it's 5 seconds in. I'm going to push play here in a second. So I'm going to say countdown from 3 and then hit play. So 1, 2, 3.
And then you get an old school Marvel logo to begin with. They don't do this anymore.
Marvel. Now's a new one where they replace the comics with the actual movie
heroes and whatnot. Because the comics aren't cool anymore.
You know what? I was going to say that. When I got the Paramount logo on the screen now, you don't see that anymore, right? Because they're not really with Paramount anymore. It's Disney.
Right.
This is different, too.
Since they got their own studio now.
That's right. This is before Disney, right? So I was going to say, this feels, and we'll get into when we start watching it, way different than the other movies. Like, now it feels like they have their own style. This is still feeling like they're trying to go after the comics, trying to be that.
Right.
Oh, here's the, this is the first time Thanos shows up?
I don't think you see him. No, it's his herald talking about him.
Oh, this is yeah.
Yeah, this is him giving Loki the staff, which has what stone in it? The Mind Stone. Oh yeah, because he controls everyone with it. It's so confusing because they're showing you the Tesseract the whole time.
Right, leading up to this, the Tesseract was the only thing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that had power like this.
Right.
They hadn't introduced any of them. And then Phase 2 was like every movie had one, right?
Yeah. So far. I think the only stone we haven't seen is the
Soul Stone.
There's something about Joss Whedon's style that makes it seem so cinematic and comic booky that I think he was perfect for this movie. I mean, going forward, Avengers 2, I think maybe he got a little bit too into it, right? I really don't like how he
I know he had a lot more pressure during that one.
That might also been true, too. We don't know when Disney got involved what happened, but this movie's like, here we got Coulson.
There he is.
The glue of the MCU.
I think so. Gosh, he's such a good actor.
And then they replaced him with Maria Hill. That's what happened.
Well,
Sam Jackson.
Yeah. Doesn't he die in the Marvel Universe? No, I'm just kidding. He's still in it. We just don't see him for a while.
Sammy?
Like the original Nick Fury or this one?
No, this one. I'm kidding. He hasn't been in a movie since Winter Soldier, I thought. That was the last one, right?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Yeah.
He's going to be in Captain Marvel because it's a prequel. Not prequel. What do you call it? It takes place in the 90s. So
prequel, sequel.
Yeah, he's going to be in it, and it's pre-eye injury. It's going to show him how to get his eye injury, which I really don't care about, but
right.
At least he'll be in it.
Does a snake bite his eye out?
It's going to be something dumb, right? That way it's a joke that he loses that eye.
Yeah.
I do give credit to this movie. They're basically explaining the whole purpose of the Tesseract, So, like, if you haven't been paying attention and you just started with this movie, you kind of know exactly what's going on. But it almost seems like bad acting to start out with, just because, like, we're all like, duh, we already know this shit. Like, let's keep moving. Like, move along, man. But, oh, yeah, I got Dr. Selvig coming on in. He's like, screw helping Jane. I'm going to help on your secret lab.
Little trivia here. We'll see how many times that happens throughout this movie, but Robert Downey Jr. used to keep food hidden all over the lab set. Nobody ever could find it, so they just let him keep doing it. But so when you see him in the movie actually eating, he's actually eating because he was hungry.
Oh, dang.
So he'd be like, I'm going to save the sandwich for later.
That's hilarious.
I mean, at this point, he was like the king of this universe, right? Like, he's a guy.
He still is.
Like, they were going to be like, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah.
He wants a pastrami sandwich. He wants a pastrami sandwich. Now, is this Cap's shield, that one from Iron Man 1, right? That prototype that he said? Or was it Iron Man 2?
That was Iron Man 2. Yeah, that was Iron Man 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's in his lab, like, after they take everything away.
Iron Man 2 should just be called Easter Egg, the movie.
Yeah, that one was... They tried to do too much with that one.
Right.
That Iron Man 2 is like the example of what DC's trying to do, right? That's like, we got to cram everything into this and make it connected. Yeah. And it's like, no, take your time. You've been taking your time. But I think they got so excited about this movie coming out, they're like, oh, we got to catch up. There he is, Hawkeye, R.I.P.
Boom.
Where is he? Find out April 27th.
What if he's in the whole thing? And like, he's just not in the average.
Oh, I bet he is. It's kind of, wasn't that exactly kind of how Avengers Age of Ultron went? Like, you didn't hear anything about him, but then, we're going to his house.
I thought I've seen him on posters and things, so I don't know why people are freaking out.
I think he's in that first trailer. If you rewatch it, he's running through Wakanda, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because that Tag trailer just came out that he's in, the movie Tag.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So everybody's like, oh, this is where Hawkeye is.
I saw a promo pic for Tag, and in it, Jeremy Renner's the only one not in it. Somebody says, oh, he's left out of this too?
Wow. He's just hiding really well.
That's got to be... Jeremy Renner's probably going to be the most disappointed of this cast. Because he said in this first movie he didn't like how he's barely used.
Right.
So Avengers 2, they gave him a little more to do. And then now he's not even the promo stuff for Infinity War?
Right, he does get pretty much screwed
Well,
over.
you know, maybe he's got big plans. Oh, that evil look from Loki. Gosh.
Tom Hiddleston in this movie is peak Tom Hiddleston.
Yes, he's so good.
It's the best he ever is.
And peak Loki, too. After he's not bad really that much after this, right?
Right.
He does, every once in a while he does
like he's like
stuff.
out of energy. He's like,
Yeah,
I could be bad.
Now he's more of a
it's just too much
jester.
work.
Yeah, more of a jester and a clown than, well, sort of.
He's more self-serving. This one he's still like evil. He's working with, we'll see you later. If you probably not watched this for the first time and listened to the commentary, so we'll say Thanos.
Right.
Full spoilers for this movie. Well, adios. So that's the thing with this movie and any kind of PG-13 movie. That guy just got blown away. That's super violent. But because you don't see any body parts or blood, cool. PG-13.
Right.
He just disappears.
No blood, no death.
And the same thing, too, when you see later with the guns. No blood. Oh, look at... Oh, no, he grabbed his arm. I thought he stabbed him. I think the only person to have blood in this movie is Coulson later.
Oh, yeah.
Over the cards.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Look at this. Evil Hawkeye. A throwback to when Hawkeye was first introduced. He was a bad guy.
Oh. You know, it's kind of funny that this is a Joss Whedon movie. You know, when he ever does the black eyes things, it instantly makes me think of the demons from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. I think he likes that kind of dynamic of good people going bad like that. So it's a lot of inside a lot of his work. Some rando gets turned. Why does he try to turn Nick Fury? He just turns that rando?
Yeah, because they're just closest, I guess.
While he's taking the thing.
Well, how's Nick Fury going to get the Avengers together if he can't tell them to come together?
For the movie, but I mean Loki. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that on the ground?
And he's like, oh, I'm going to get the smart guy, too.
He's got some style. That's a nice shirt-tie combo.
Ooh. Ant and a boot joke.
I think this also is peak Nick Fury. Oh, no, Winter Soldier is.
Winter Soldier, but that's not really
Comic-wise.
like... I mean, I just think like Nick Fury, who he is as a character, like in his prime, this would probably be closest. But I agree, like character development wise, super great in Winter Soldier.
I think that
could you imagine being on set watching this scene and like he's like, "I'm gonna poke you," and he's gonna be like, "Oh,
jeez."
There's a lot of CG in this scene. If you were on the set, it would just be them standing around doing nothing, basically.
Right. reacting to being poked by a stick. But
there's something about this dialogue also. It's
lots of puns.
Yeah, this is very Whedon.
Cliches. And,
is he dead?
But they had the badass briefcase.
How many times does Nick Fury pretend to die? One here. Got shot. We're like, oh shit, is he actually dead? Nope, he's not.
We all know that's a life model decoy.
Yeah, did they really explain how he survived from Winter Soldier? Nope, he just was alive, right?
They said he faked it.
Okay.
That's all they said.
Yeah, he took a drug. It slowed his heart rate down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't think that they have some sort of like, hey guys, I guess at this point they would. No, they don't know who Thor is. They wouldn't know who Loki is. She's like, who's this?
Yeah. I guess they barely know anything about Thor. Because like when he showed up, then it's like real. Because Hulk was more like a myth.
All right, Maria, pistol second to work on a car going that fast.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Blow up the car?
Dude, look how
this part is pretty cool.
Jeep. Yeah.
Maria Hill, like from this point on in the movie, like you were talking about before we started this movie, Garrett, it's kind of warring up to right here.
Right. This part is good. They're doing so much exposition at first. Now the part with Loki being in the bed of the truck, though, that part I'm like, that guy's not like. It makes me think like humans are really small. I'm just like, just stick him inside the car. But whatever. I guess he can zap people. So, got her Tesseract.
So what's going on with this thing? It's ripping apart the.
Yeah, it's unstable or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Phil's like, oh, let me get those briefcases. Oh, all right.
He's like, oh, let me help for like 2. Forget it.
What happened to that professor?
Selvig?
Yeah.
He went Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs in Thor the Dark World.
Oh, that's right. So he has just been around since then?
Yeah.
They just said adios.
I think, like, yeah, it seemed like, obviously, with Thor 2 to Thor Ragnarok, they were just like, you know what? Let's just forget all that.
Yeah, they just forgot the supporting cast, basically.
Right. Like, even so much, I can't believe they didn't put Darcy in that movie.
That might be why they just do that whole off-world thing, just to be like, hey, forget about all those stuff. We're going to totally be somewhere else.
Yeah, so you can know who the character is, but I mean, obviously that's a different Thor representation anyways.
Yeah, the CG holds up pretty. What year is this movie?
I think it was 2011. 2012.
It's not that bad for a 6-year-old movie, the CG. Usually you go back, there's movies last year I could look at and be like, hey, that looks bad now.
Yeah.
Doesn't look bad. How much of this is practical? None of this, obviously. There's no way that's practical.
No.
But Maria Hill in the tunnel, there's stuff falling. That's probably all CG too.
Yeah, most of it's got to be.
Like this here.
Yeah.
Any of that practical? No.
Yeah, no way.
That's all CG.
This part's cool, though. This is like a huge character moment for Phil Coulson, though, like when he's in the helicopter. Like,
I like Phil Coulson. I'm not into the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. I think it's just because the season of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh my gosh. Last season with the framework, and then this season it's been like
Is it good?
It's been like an Aliens. Like that was what the first half of the season was. Like it felt like an Aliens movie.
All I'm saying is maybe 26 episodes is too long for a TV season.
Yeah, that is pretty long.
Like if that thing was like 13, I would watch it.
Well, if he doesn't show up in Infinity War, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, they still have Avengers 4. That makes sense. That'd be the final hoorah for sure.
I would imagine also maybe Captain Marvel, he shows up if it takes place in the 90s.
Yeah.
Is he around then? Is he part of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
He's still alive. I'm not sure. I don't know if they do his origin ever. I can't remember.
Who?
Coulson.
Oh.
They go back to the 90s.
So this movie was the Chikari, Loki, and then we learn at the end Thanos, which sets up the whole new phase 2 and lead up to Infinity War with Thanos.
Right.
We're assuming Avengers. Oh, no, hold up. In between there, we had Ultron, but let's forget about that. Then we have Thanos. We're assuming the next one's also Thanos, right, too? 4?
It's the first time you hear the riff of the score, though. Here when they bring the title logo up.
Yeah, it's a good score.
You're wondering if we're going to have Thanos for 4?
Yeah. Is Thanos 2 movies of Avengers?
I feel like he has to be. But, again, he might not. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he runs into Red Skull and is like, hey, like he gets thrown in a pocket dimension.
An interesting thing could be also, too, that, like, somehow at the end of 3, it turns into, like, a secret war and they get, like, sent off-world and Thanos takes over the Earth, sort of, and then they have to come back and save it. It'd be pretty sweet.
This scene with Black Widow, I would have 100% wanted them to open with, as opposed to the other opening.
I was going to say, this is a better cold open than the other thing. The other thing, there's too much exposition. You start fast and quick and make it laugh out or get a nice action scene out, and then go back to do exposition.
Right.
Why do I feel like this 5 minutes here is going to be better than Red Sparrow? Anything that movie has to offer.
It's already out. You can go see it.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll wait 10 years from now.
When it's a crappy
Can you go back to that Avengers title logo? Not actually back. Let's talk about it for a second. Isn't that the most plain looking thing for Avengers?
It kind of has that Ultimate Avengers look to it, though, like font style.
I'm seeing now they go all out on their logos. Like, that's part of their promo thing, isn't it? Don't they release the logo? They're like, hey, look at this cool thing.
I suppose.
And now that one was just text. This here's just a little scene. It's kind of like James Bondish, right? She's coming off a mission. We don't know the mission. Doesn't really matter.
Right.
And she's going to get called to be like, hey, you have another mission. They think they have the upper hand. These are Russians.
Because, I get when you get Iron Man 2, like she was basically the most connected part of that universe, like outside of, I guess, Hulk happening. You met
the way her hair was in Iron Man 2, and then they're like, hey, let's not do that anymore. And then they made it like this. It was all curly and long.
Right.
They're like, hey, how about you just cut it up?
Well, yeah, and then I need to know why in Infinity War her hair is white now. But I feel like, is that a parallel to she doesn't have red on her ledger anymore?
She's hiding.
Well,
she was hiding.
I suppose. Who knows?
I think...
she had to do a new identity or whatever.
Yeah, that's why. They're hiding. Or Scarlett Johansson was like, hey, can I just not dye my hair this time? They're like, okay.
Which is kind of pathetic. It's like, oh, we just got a major career. But no very slow.
Look at, he looks so young, Phil Coulson. That hair? How old is he, you think? Let me look it up here. What's the actor? Clark Gregg.
Probably looks 10 years younger than he actually is, though.
As of today.
Best ass kicking by a chair ever / stabbing.
He was 50 years old when this movie was filmed.
What? No, he's not almost 60.
So now this is what, 6 years later? So he's 56 now.
Wow. Must work out.
So this was nominated for one Oscar. What Oscar was it? Oh, visual effects. See those visual effects hold up?
Yeah,
I agree with it.
They're very well done. So obviously, ScarJo's got a stunt double, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, it's pretty good transitions. It's good movie magic.
So that scene right there where they just flashed back to Scarlett and Clint or whatever his face is.
It's clearly from the end of the movie.
Yeah, I know. It's clearly 100%. From the end of the movie, and they're trying to show the clip like, oh, this was a past mission. It's like, no, you're fighting in the rubble at the end of the movie.
Right. Nice try. This is a cool way to introduce the Hulk. I really like this. How you're in some little village, and it happens the little girl comes upon Bruce Banner, like, just being a doctor. And I like that aspect that, like, even though Bruce Banner goes into hiding, like, he's still trying to help people. He's still trying to be Bruce Banner, the hero, not necessarily Hulk, the Avenger. You know what I mean?
This is Mark Ruffalo's first movie. When he, that whole Hulk debacle we had. First, we had, before it was any kind of Universal, and Universal still had Hulk, it was Eric Bana.
Yeah.
And then we had Ed Norton. That's still considered the first movie of the MCU, right? Incredible Hulk?
No, Iron Man was.
Oh, Iron Man, then Incredible Hulk. Right?
Yeah.
We had Ed Norton. They still had Thunderbolt Ross is still the same person, so yeah, disconnected still. Ed Norton had creative differences, so he left, and here we got Mark Ruffalo, which I do like Mark Ruffalo a lot. Ed Norton's a great actor, too.
Right.
I think I would be okay if it was still Mark Ruffalo, Ed Norton, but I like Mark Ruffalo, too.
Right.
He was great in Zodiac, one of the best.
Yeah.
And in the Oscar-winning movie
Spotlight. Yeah, he was pretty good in that.
What about 13 going on 30, guys?
Oh my gosh. He's good in that too, I'll admit it.
According to Joss Whedon, the original cut was 3 hours long. About 30 minutes of the footage is on this Blu-ray, most of which revolves around Steve Rogers struggling to adjust with the modern world. Chris Evans announced later that these delayed scenes would be used for Winter Soldier. So they actually reused them for that movie.
Huh.
It's weird. I wonder what they are.
So this is kind of establishing their future relationship. You don't think about it right now, but eventually they're going to have a little romance.
I feel like that was a late decision. Like, there's no way that was implied right here in this conversation at all.
I don't know. No, you're right. She's just trying to recruit him.
Yeah.
And I like how Phil sends her, or Nick Fury anyways, because she knows how big a threat he is. And like anybody else who would try to do it would just probably upset him and set him off. And then it's also awesome when the scene's over, when they leave and there's like basically an entire army out there ready to take on the Hulk. But she is very persuasive.
This is him talking about this is, I think, the first instance that you have that either A, he can't turn to the Hulk, or he can control it in some way. Because he's not turning the Hulk right away. He obviously was ambushed. In the past, he just would have been Hulk right away.
Yeah.
That would have been enough to get his heart rate up. And we saw at the end of Incredible Hulk, if you wait till the end of those scenes, that he did kind of control it. He smiled when he turned to the Hulk. So, and here he is, the scientist, Bruce Banner, looking at this.
Yeah, in that movie also, he's like doing yoga and stuff to control his heart rate and whatnot. It's like
I like that movie.
I think it's a good movie.
I think a lot of people forget about that movie.
Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fighting, and then he gets like the door shields to fight the guy with, the bad guy, the Abomination guy. Yeah, it was sick.
I think even Ed Norton and it's great as Bruce Banner, so.
Yeah.
This scene also is a little boring, right? Can we agree?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of boring up front.
But, see, I get to this part. Then
yeah, great part by Mark Ruffalo where he's like, I'm smarter than you think, honey.
That's funny. I'm sorry. That was mean. But, yeah. You can just tell how freaked out she is. And I get they're trying to, like, give you the ambiance of, like, what the Hulk is. And, like, he can really do some damage. But
it's a great shot there with her pointing the gun directly at the camera.
Yeah.
There's not many shots you see with anybody pointing directly at the camera like that. But it happens in this train robbery and Goodfellas. There's 3 that I can remember right now. Look at that whole team outside. That's a thing you never saw before.
Right. What kind of weapons do you think they had?
Those guys outside? By the way, they all have like machine guns. She had a pistol. Nobody knows what to bring to this Hulk fight. You need to bring some rocket launchers, grenades, something. Concussion things to try to like knock him out.
Yeah.
Okay, we never figured out who these guys were, have we?
One of them you do because he shows up on Shield. No, yeah, you do because those are the people at Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. They're like the council.
So like that second guy in there, he was the bad guy in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in one of the seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are these guys Hydra then?
Yeah, that guy right there. He's
they're fake Hydra?
Hydra, yep.
He thinks that they're S.H.I.E.L.D., but they're Hydra. He thinks they're some sort of like... I'm glad they got rid of that. This is kind of like this kind of not politics, but it's like their corporation behind all this. That's kind of boring.
Well, yeah. I mean, what movie is it is Winter Soldier where it all falls apart?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good decision.
I think Winter Soldier is like, it's a great movie, but also it's great in this MCU, the whole thing, because it kind of divides it. Everything after that, I think, is like so great and there's a lot more momentum about being on its own. Where all beforehand, like, it's all like
you're limited by the agency of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the government or the government bodies there, whatever they are. And so it's like, after that, it's like you can go and kind of be free and do what you want.
I love this scene with Chris Evans where he's punching the bag and like flashbacks. So good. And that just shows you like how good the first Avenger movie was with Captain America. Like, such a great characterization.
I guess there's supposed to be more scenes with those scenes like a cut of Cap of not being able to adjust to the world. Joss Whedon also said the reason why he cut him is because he thought this scene right here was like, okay, you understand that he's having a hard time.
Right.
You don't need 30 minutes to explain it.
Right.
Which is kind of what we kind of preach on the show about storytelling. Sometimes it's just to show me. Don't have to show me the 30 minutes of telling me. Like, just show me him punching that bag. He's got him lined up. You obviously see he's having a hard time. He's just trying to fight it out.
Yeah, and also to create an even balance between the whole team. You can't spend 50 minutes on one character.
And I think we were talking about that, Korey. Now that you're here, we can get your take on this. Infinity War. How much are they going to spend on each character? That's a lot of characters.
See, I think is the way I think it is going to work. It's still going to be kind of like, for a little bit of time there, the Captain America and his, let's say, secret Avengers, the ones from the end of Civil War there together. A little bit of time spent with Iron Man, Spider-Man, and that kind of group of things. And then the Thor and Guardians group. So you're going to have 3 different groups there on the hero side.
And if you see the last trailer, Tony interacts with the Guardians right away, too.
If you would let me finish there, person on the left, I say eventually they're going to all meet up together, and then some of those will be condensed down to like 2 or 1, where they'll all be together eventually, maybe with Thor and the Guardians doing something offhand in that. So I think it'll be somewhat balanced.
Do you guys remember I remember reading somewhere that in this universe, the Tesseract is a lesser form of the cosmic cube. The cosmic cube still exists in this universe. I think I read that somewhere.
I thought they were one and the same.
Are they? Okay.
No, I don't have anything to prove otherwise. That
maybe it's just a theory I read or something like that. But I thought I read something somewhere where the cosmic cube still exists. The Tesseract is like the home of that Infinity Stone. By the way, what's your take on this? Gem and stone. Why did they change that?
So
think stone sounds cooler.
Stones now. It's not
yeah,
gems.
It's Infinity Stones.
Remember we played that game on the Super Nintendo when we were kids, bro? That was War of the Gems.
Yeah, I don't know why.
This CG is not good, but
with the Iron Man.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a little dated. But
like I don't know, for gems and stones does sound cooler, but like gems just seems a little more like jewelry, but they are shiny.
You know what I want them to explain that doesn't really make sense to me? Just real quick, end of Iron Man 3. Hey, I'm like done being Iron Man. Oh, Avengers Age of Ultron. Here's Iron Man. Don't explain anything. What?
I think there's a line of dialogue that explains it. I think he doesn't. He says that he found out that he couldn't stay away from it. Like he's too addicted. Like
yeah,
you know how
that's the whole point of that movie was him.
I understand it. Like throws that movie like makes it not relevant anymore. But
right.
I think in Age of Ultron he said, "Oh yeah, I just couldn't stay away from it." It's supposed to be like because they never touched on his alcohol thing in these movies.
Yeah,
that's his alcoholism is that he can't stay away from the Avengers.
He needs to be addicted to something.
This part for its time for Iron Man was sick.
Yeah,
to see this thing take the suit off.
Right. I think it's the first time that it's like seeing all his gadgets. Now every movie you see like a million of them, but this is the first time you're like, holy, like he's really getting into this thing.
Right. And now that would be like so old school, compared to what standards we get for Iron Man now.
In the thing in his chest, what's it called?
Arc reactor.
That's gone now, right?
Yep.
He's still in there in this movie, though. I think that comes up later. Why did they get rid of that?
Get rid of the...
In Iron Man 2, it was poisoning him. They eventually got out of it so he could be healed.
Oh, that's right.
Because it was just keeping the shrapnel away from his chest.
Oh, there she goes. She touches it.
Gwyneth Paltrow, I think, was pretty cool. Was pretty good in this movie. Like this is like the best I've seen of Pepper Potts.
I feel like this is the first. I have a credit. I have a little trivia about her bare feet. I just found you. There's trivia. There's
someone stepped on some
caution
glass.
To all those with a foot fetish. Here we go.
Here we go. It says here. I can't remember where's that trivia yet. I just saw it and I was like, that's a weird Gwyneth Paltrow is notably barefoot in all her scenes in Stark Tower, while Robert Downey Jr. is in 3 or 4 inch platforms, so he looks taller than her. That's the reason.
Oh, shoot.
Short complex.
Well, maybe not a complex. I mean, they need to make him look taller, but
right.
You can't CGI her to make it look shorter.
See, this is where I call bullshit. In the first Iron Man, they have that T-phone that you could actually buy, and now he's got some holographic phone now. It's like, there's no such thing as a holographic phone.
The great thing about Clark Gregg is I love his like seriousness where he's like smiling even when he's serious. Just makes him more comical, if you guys can tell. He's a
good comedic actor.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, this guy's been around for a long time. He's 50 years old when he gets to this. The guy's been working as an actor for a long time, and then he finally gets his gig, and like this is who he should be.
I love the joke where he's like, isn't his first name Agent?
Oh, I was going to say before, Gwyneth Paltrow, this is the last movie I think she's in that I'm like, she really cares about this role. And after that, it's kind of like, oh, she's there.
She's like, oop, paycheck time.
A little bit at the end of Homecoming there's something there, sort of.
That
really?
So
like, why did she come
that
back?
felt like a paycheck.
Gross.
It's kind of like 22 Jump Street. It's like, oh, contract dispute. Oh, I'm back.
I hate that where they squeeze Iron Man 4. And
are they married now?
Supposedly he proposes to her, instead of being announced that Spider-Man's an Avenger.
Yeah.
So we don't know. We won't know until this movie, I guess.
Here we have scenes from all the other movies, right?
Yep.
With the Avengers Initiative.
This is the only connection to Incredible Hulk you actually see barely, like the assault of the Hulk.
Besides that,
do you remember? Ross. I think it is Incredible Hulk, right? You see the map. What movie is it where you see the map where it shows Wakanda? It shows all these places.
Iron Man 2.
Incidents. Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2, it has Wakanda. It has like where Hulk was at. All these places where all these things are going on. And then it showed Atlantis. but we still don't have Namor. Do you think that was them a little bit being like, we're going to get Namor, and then it never happens?
Right. I bet their whole you give Marvel, see what they've done in 10 years, give them another 10. How many more properties?
They have to own Namor, though, right? Because they have to own them. Because Universal owned them, and they got the Hulk.
Yeah, maybe they just haven't found a way to introduce him yet.
That's what I mean. They probably do have him. It's just that they haven't found a way. What if Infinity War he shows up? I would die in that chair. I love Namor.
It'd be so hard to hide that, though.
Yeah,
know,
but
right?
it's like, doesn't that deal, though? So, like, all those people hoping, sorry to burst your bubble, I don't know if it's possible, but they have to wait that 18 months from that deal before they can start using, like,
that's for Fox
all the other
people.
cares. Yeah.
But that's just Universal.
Oh.
They made a deal with Universal a long time ago for Hulk and all their people. And I don't know where he is.
I do love how, again, Phil Coulson, this guy was a great actor in this movie, but how much he's a fan of Captain America. He's literally geeking out. He's like, I have these cards, and he's like, he doesn't even have to ask him to sign them.
If he is in the Captain Marvel movie, that needs to be his whole thing is that he's so into Cap, and he's a rookie. Then he's trying to get into it. He's like, I love Steve Rogers. This is the reason why I want to do this. The man dresses also, in the last scene, he had a blue shirt that had stripes. This one now it's a plain blue shirt. The man's consistent. He goes blue shirt, blue suit. This scene obviously is mostly CGI.
This scene is a big building point where Clark, reaffirms.
It's Phil.
Yeah, whatever. Where Phil reassures Cap there that it's like, hey, people need something to believe in again.
They need something to avenge.
Oh, snap.
This scene right here. See, look at this location. It reminds me a lot of Fantastic Four, that new one.
Right.
It's like an empty warehouse in it. That's a lot of that movie. But then we cut to this CGI. I'll give it this. This takes money. The other one was obviously cheap. Oh, here we go. I think this is supposed to be so the Chitauri, and we have this go to whoever this is.
I thought he was the who's the leader of the Corpus Glaive or whatever. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Okay, I thought that was him. It's obviously not.
No. Well, also he looks a lot like
he
Nihilus, who's in charge of that whole what do they call them? Those bugs? Annihilation?
I have no idea. You got Loki's horny helmet. Get it?
It seems like wasted money, right? They do this whole character design and you can't even see his face.
Yeah. That is weird. Maybe makes him seem more ominous and threat-like.
Oh, go up the stairs. See Thanos.
Yeah, that's always kind of crazy that Thanos is 2 stories up, basically.
Oh, what was that?
He's the Flash.
How many fingers does he have?
I see 5. Maybe 6.
There's definitely 6 there.
6 of them. You know what? Rewatching this movie, there's a lot of scenes of just 2 people talking.
Yeah, so much exposition.
There's so much setup in this movie.
That's why when you get to the second act where there's actually fighting going on, or when the characters actually meet up, then it's actually really
This
good.
is what worries me about Infinity War. It's going to be this.
The whole movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Except it's going to be rooms of people.
Measuring egos the whole time.
Right.
Well, they all got to introduce themselves, make sure that they think that they're good. And then they have to evaluate the situation, talk about Thanos, and figure out a plan. There's just so much going into it. His hair is short now, right, in the movies?
It's
shorter
than this.
It's not curly like that, at least.
Yeah. That's why
That's better, though.
I liked before when Infinity War was announced as a 2-parter, because you get the first movie to kind of get over those hurdles.
It also makes you so you expect, okay, I'm going to get half a movie. It's going to set up a lot of things, but when they announced, when The Matrix came out, they announced Revolutions and Reloaded and Revolution.
We're filming back to back.
Then you're like, okay. Well, they did film 3 and 4 back to back of Avengers.
Yeah, that's why I heard that they've done all the filming for the next
So one. It's God, they got to be related. That's the reason.
But again, something's got to happen so huge.
Do you think maybe, here's something I was thinking about. They were filmed back to back. Do you think maybe some of that stuff we saw in the trailer is not going to be in this movie?
Ooh.
Misdirection is in the next movie.
Yikes. Then they're going to get a lot of fan
They said it was 2 separate films, so I believe that everything they've shown is for this movie.
But why film back to back then?
This is a cool Avenger moment.
So that way they can release it, because doesn't the fourth one come out next May?
Yeah.
When Steve and Bruce meet right here, great scene.
He's wearing that nice purple shirt to give you a hint of Hulk.
Right. That's what we call tying a sweatshirt around your waist. It's going to be his pants.
Cap is not wearing anything blue. She's wearing red for Black Widow.
He's wearing his 1950s casual wear.
Probably got a pocket protector under there.
This is the first time I think we see the helicarrier.
Yeah.
This is like, I remember in the theater being one of the coolest moments, being like, yes. I think the showing I went to, we all clapped.
Yeah.
Did you guys go to the showing with me, 2012?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Don't remember.
I think our first movie was Green Lantern.
Surprised?
No, it was First Class.
Oh, what? Are you sure?
It was X-Men First Class.
Yeah, I think it was First Class.
Okay.
Because we talked about Green Lantern leading up to it.
I don't remember Green Lantern as much as I remember falling asleep or getting very sleepy.
I remember everybody clapping at this moment.
Yeah, like
yes.
It wasn't just going to float. It was
By
going
the
to
way,
fly.
you're sucked into those turbines. Don't get so close.
Right.
I understand you're to the Hulk and Captain America, but like they're strapping out planes.
Man, the score is good.
It is Alan Silvestri, and then the second movie we get Danny Elfman, and then who would we have for Infinity War? Silvestri back?
Silvestri's back.
Oh, buddy.
Come on, remember, you're the one that told me that.
I think so. That's why I like. Don't be surprised I can't remember anything.
That's true. Steel Trap
That's
is what
how
I
I
used
am.
to.
Oh, this is the start of one of my favorite jokes coming to the show. The Gallica one where he's...
Have we seen...
spoilers, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Have we seen Tony yet?
Well, we saw him when he was on Stark Tower. But yeah, when they're actually in, like on the flight deck, basically, super cool.
Here's what, Korey, this is for you. Chris Hemsworth had to increase and expand his food intake in order to maintain his physique to build up for Thor, consisting of chicken breasts, fish, steak, eggs every day. He had to consume his body weight in protein.
Damn. That's a lot of protein.
Body weight in grams of protein.
He's a beast.
What's the best fish to eat with a lot of protein? You know The Rock eats. He eats halibut.
I don't know. I'm not a
Do you
big
fish?
seafood guy.
No? It's good protein, right?
Occasionally. It is a good protein, but so is steak and so is chicken.
Here's what he
And
gives
I
him $10.
choose those.
Right? Because he said, what did he say? If you can surprise me, I'll give you $10, something like that. Maria Hill. All these guys, I think Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and who else? There's one more. They always talk about how they have a competition about working out to make themselves look buffer than the other one.
Well, obviously Hemsworth wins.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's no joke there. The man is not a man. That truly is perfect casting. Can you imagine, too, because we saw Chris Hemsworth in Star Trek, and we were like, that guy's playing Thor? He was in it for what, 5 minutes?
In the beginning. So that was a pretty cool scene, though.
I think maybe that's the story of all these characters, right? Chris Evans, like he's playing Captain America. You mean the guy who was Johnny Storm?
Torch, yeah.
Sam Jackson, we were like, oh yeah, he's got to play that person.
Chris Evans, though, that really shows his range, though, that he can be like a comedic, like basically dick, and then you go to someone that's like as noble and holy as like Captain America.
You know what's kind of sad is that Jeremy Renner has the range to do comedy. Hawkeye is kind of a comedic character, but I don't think he's really that funny in these movies.
No, they
play him.
serious.
I think that comes more like with Age of Ultron, Civil War, and all that stuff. Is kind of it grows, but it's still not quite where it could be.
In Civil War, he's more funny than he is. I mean, this movie is obviously not funny at all.
That's also a big surprise. Like, why would they not make a Hawkeye movie?
I don't know.
Like, get a Kate Bishop in there and stuff.
And if you don't think he can carry one himself, make a Hawkeye Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
You set up that they had a history.
Call it Tales of Suspense. That's what it is right now in the comics.
You could do anything. I mean, I know people would go see that movie. They like those characters.
Oh, here's Phil talking about his cards.
Oh, this guy. Bad.
Hydra. Oops, spoilers for the next movie. Or Winter Soldier.
Right.
Germany. Oh, here he is.
This scene. Okay, we're getting to some good stuff here, peeps.
Man, how much lead up is in this movie?
That was at least
It's got to be at least a half hour.
half hour's worth of build up. A little too much.
Let's see here. How long? Yeah, it's about 40 minutes.
Yeah, he had to give a little more. I mean, it's cool. Like the characters are barely starting to meet each other. Like I guess the Helicarrier scene. Is
I guess it is the first movie they all meet.
Yeah,
but still, even you think that there's a better way to do it. I think rather than have two people just talk to each other, and that's been a lot of this movie so far.
But this is
here we go.
This is where you're like, all right, it's on.
By the way, the worst costume.
Yeah, it's
out of all of them. It's too bright. Whoever picked those colors, and then the helmet's weird.
Would you ever want to see in the movie universe the feathered Captain America costume?
Yes,
where he's got the feathered chest and everything?
Artistic wise, like in the comic books, that is my favorite costume.
It's so nice. Of
his. When they try to do the movie one, it never looks right. But the feathered one always looks good.
But do you think they could pull it off in the movies?
I don't know. Not really. I would like to see it. I mean, they kind of do it in the first movie. He puts it on, but they try to make it look dopey so it would be a joke.
Right.
But they did it seriously. I think they could pull it off. Like he goes to a museum, it's his old costumes in there, he puts it on, and they have for a serious moment. But you can't have it as a whole movie, I don't think. But there's something I say about Loki, though. The man knows how to dress. He's always dapper.
He got to practice. Yeah, like in Thor, when he just comes to say hi to Thor, he was wearing like a suit.
Oh, here we go again, guys. PG-13, but let's drill out an eye.
Yeah.
But no blood, so it doesn't matter. We cut away.
Even though you hear like...
And when it gets recreated, you can see that obviously he's tearing at the eye. Wouldn't it be easier just to take a scan of his eye and replicate it? What is he?
They don't got that technology
yet.
It out. It's 2012.
They have technology to drill it out and recreate it. Let's see. There's more trivia ahead, but it's all for later in the movie.
So, Loki's staff, like it doesn't have a tip when it's in like camo, but now it has a tip. Like I don't get that. Like it's when he's Loki with the staff, just like in the suit. There's no tip to the spear. Now there is. I don't know. And then they make him seem like super Hulk, like super huge comparatively to the humans.
Joss Whedon suggests to Marvel, hey, maybe Joss is a little creative genius of this MCU. Suggested there be a bigger villain behind the scenes, which enabled Loki to conquer the Earth, and that someone would be Thanos, the Mad Titan. The executive said, okay. So Joss Whedon's the one who says Thanos should be in this movie.
That's awesome.
Which leads to the rest of this thing, right?
Right.
Everybody's like, oh, look at Kevin Feige. These people had this plan from the beginning. But little did we know, Joss Whedon's like, hey, how about you put Thanos in this movie?
So is Kevin Feige involved since Iron Man?
Yeah, he's been involved since then.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
He's been involved pre that, too.
Okay, this scene gives me chills when he talks to the old man.
You know what?
About talking about like World War II.
And I was just going to say, you know what they should have done? Which is okay that they didn't. The old man should have been Stan Lee. How cool would that have been? Stick starting the morals and then Cap comes in. Come on, it's doable.
Stanley Lieberman.
It's a little bit on the nose, I think. I think this is a way better acting portrayal.
Acting-wise, I think I go with Garrett, but also I would go, if it was Stanley, I wouldn't care. The man is Jewish. This could be a look moment, too, that he was like, because that's the reason why this Captain.
But it emphasizes where they are, so I get it.
Yeah.
But hey, if he was still alive, Jack Kirby. Perfect.
Ooh, Jack Kirby, I could see. Stanley's too funny for this. Boom. Oh, too cool. The suit is woofta.
A little too shiny.
Yeah.
But
at least it's got good saturated
shield
colors.
Looks cool and shiny.
Yeah.
It looks slimming. The soldier.
I know why you're really upset, Marvin.
What's that?
Those ears aren't outside the helmet.
That is a reason. It looks dumb.
It's a decal.
Yeah, threaten him with a gun. The man we can see his staff like obliterates people. This is probably, so Captain goes alone first, and you think it's just Cap. He's trying to take him out. Never faced Loki ever. What the heck was that?
I don't know where Loki got his fighting training, because obviously Asgard, but he didn't really fight that much in Thor. Like fisticuffs.
I think Black Widow is more of a help if she was on that ground rather than that plane.
She could do that little leg
thing.
See,
this is where it gets fun.
I think because Jon Favreau was so involved until Phase 2 that like anytime Iron Man was involved, there was AC/DC always playing.
He's a producer in this movie. Yeah, he was on set all the time, I think.
Right. I think once Iron Man 3 was Shane Black, he's like, let's put that AC/DC.
I have a feeling that the AC/DC's thing is a Robert Downey Jr. choice.
It could be, yeah. They've been doing that since the first one. Do you think in Infinity War they'll spice it back up, bring that back?
How cool is that, though? I'm pretty sure that Iron Man, the song by Black Sabbath, is a reference to the comic because they like that character. And then later on, a movie uses that song to be like Iron Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's cool for those people to be like, oh, cool, they're using our song. Rock of Ages. Tony has a lot of nicknames. We'll see later on that it carries through in a lot of movies, Ragnarok being the most recent one with Point Break.
Yeah.
What about that Iron Man suit? We have a lot of Iron Man suits. There's a new one for Infinity War. What do you think about that one? It's kind of clunky, right? This is pre him figuring out how to make it smaller.
That's the last suit from Iron Man 2. It's got the triangle over the arc, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, because then he switches to the circular one again when he... Oops, spoilers later. When he does the wrist cuff Iron Man suit that like flies onto him.
Also, his facial hair, Robert Downey Jr. changes a lot throughout these movies. That first Iron Man movie, you've ever seen it recently? Crazy. It's a really crazy design.
Hey, another unanswered question. Thor, how'd you get back to Earth?
That's never going to get answered.
I thought they did answer that too.
Well, they said they used a lot of energy.
Yeah, they said that Odin took a lot of power to bring him back.
Where? When?
It's like Thor 2 or something like that.
What?
But then by that point, Thor 2, the bridge is fixed. It's fine. Like, that'd be, if I was on Asgard, I'd be like, hey, stop what you're doing. Build this bridge. Get it fixed.
Okay, these two fighting together is one of my favorite.
It's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Iron Man's going after him. We just got a clap in our theater, I remember. He puts on the parachute.
Oh, he says that line about a ruler. Yeah, they're basically gods. Yeah, there's only one god. What a hero. What a Boy Scout.
Yep, that is Captain America. Boy Scout.
Pretty cool. He just jumps out like that. That's pretty sick.
Cool scene. That's the thing about this movie and Joss Whedon in general. He knows how to make those moments, and he knows how to reference the comics. Be like, hey, this is a cool pose, right? Avengers 2, the opening scene. That's a very comic book opening.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Thor's a straight up badass in this. Like, you compare this Thor to like Ragnarok Thor, completely different people.
Scene's a little dark.
Yeah.
Let's turn up the lighting a little bit.
Well, I think they want to emphasize the thunder and the arc reactor and all that. The power.
His hair's a little different. It's more volume to it. This is old Thor.
Yeah, they got to go from suave to dove.
You're right. That guy looks way different than new Ragnarok Thor.
Right.
This is like Norse god, and then now we have kind of like Marvel, like what's the kind of Thor that we have there? Kind of like Chris Samney, Mighty Thor. Have you ever read that comic?
I haven't read it. I didn't know Samney did a Thor run.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's pretty good. It's like 6 issues, something like that.
Loki still bitter about not being king?
I don't think Thor tossed anybody anywhere, Loki. You voluntarily let go.
You pulled a Jack. Get it? Jack, let's go.
That Thor suit is also never around anymore, right? He just wears...
Yeah.
No, it's something different.
It's something... Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's not metal like that.
You know how I know those circles used to be really important? Because I had to help Korey staple on aluminum
That's
foil.
what reminded me of
costume.
your costume you made. And I was like, oh, he doesn't even wear that anymore. It's like simpler.
Yeah, it's more just like a torso.
Man, once again, two people talking.
Yeah.
Is that what this movie is? I think that's what Josh is king at writing. Like two people just talking and not walking around.
He comes from a heavily, TV background too.
Yeah.
So he's probably used to be able to develop the plot a little bit slower.
At the very least, at least the shots aren't very static back and forth like they do in TV a lot.
Yeah.
At least this is like he hasn't good shots in here, but I'm saying like that just happened back and forth. But I mean,
still cinematic.
It's still a lot of just two people talking. Oh, here we go. Got the hammer. Yeah, you're really going to beat him in the face. He knows that. Thor, first movie, out of 10, what do you think?
I would say 6.
For Thor in what?
Thor
the first Thor movie.
What do you think about?
I don't know. There's a couple cool scenes. Yeah, but I'd say in that 5 to 6 range.
Yeah, I go 7. It's pretty average, though.
The whole beginning of that movie, not fun. Not that good.
Really? I like the beginning of that movie.
You do? Where they go to the
I don't like the end of that
ice
movie.
planet?
Oh. I thought you meant like when he's on Earth.
Oh, no. Like, even before that.
Wait, I don't even remember that, so I guess maybe you're right.
Well, he goes to the Frost Giants and, like, screws everything up.
That's CGI that doesn't hold up anymore.
Right. You get that freaking dog that looks like Lockjaw.
We're pretty sure, though, like, Iron Man loses this fight, right? That hammer breaks that suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't know if Thor can actually fly. He just throws the hammer and holds on.
Helps him, yeah. I do love how he gets the power surge here. Uses some lightning, throws it at Iron Man. Power levels to 400%. Or whatever they say.
Is this the first time we see lightning? Does he actually do that in Thor?
No.
Are you sure? I'm sure he does it at least once.
I thought this was like in the theaters were like, yes, we're so excited that he actually used lightning.
Oh, I think when he starts breaking the bridge, maybe? I don't remember. I'm not even gonna.
This is them first. I mean, that's the thing about Avengers 2, right? They fight a little bit, then they figure out that they're friends.
Right.
Second happened in Infinity War?
Maybe it was somebody.
I feel like the Guardians faction is so like in people's faces that they're gonna like duke it out.
This part, the three coming together.
Yeah, it's like there's no way that Iron Man stands a chance in hell. Good fight choreography, though.
I was gonna say, at least Whedon knows to pull back in those shots. You can see them actually fighting. It doesn't cut every 2 seconds.
Boom. Cool Iron Man punch.
Oh, here comes Cap.
Oh, see, I remember everybody cheering when the three of them were together.
Now, instead of 2 people talking, we get 3 people talking. Oh, this part I don't like. You want me to put the hammer down?
No, where Iron Man does his like repulsor rays going across the place, and then it's just those 3 just standing there. Oh, it was so awesome.
I think that put the hammer down thing was in the trailer before this movie, and I was like, I'm just not excited for that scene.
That's cool seeing you see how powerful the shield is.
Yeah. So, because what's the metal called for Mjolnir? Is it Uru?
Yeah.
And then vibranium. So, vibranium obviously.
Hey, is his shield broken right by now? Caps? Leading into Infinity War, he doesn't have it, right? He says, get this man a shield.
Oh, but it wasn't broken. In Civil War, it was just kind of left on the floor.
Oh, that's right. He just leaves.
Yeah, he just leaves it there.
Remember the Spider-Man Homecoming egg there? Prototype for Cap's new shield.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
When Foggy is before they get on the plane at the end of Homecoming.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was a reference to that one from Iron Man 2, though. Is it not?
Well, that part was just holding up that coil to make the new Tesseract in Iron Man 2.
It wasn't actually.
It wasn't actually.
Oh, they used. Oh, wait. In Iron Man 2, they thought it was a prototype. That was the theory. And then in this movie, they're like, actually, it's the thing for the Tesseract.
Right.
Okay, that's right.
Because it was one of those. They had the field plans, and he just ripped it off the display.
Now we go back to exposition for a while.
Oh, 2 people talking again. Is that what this movie is? This movie really is 2 people talking until we actually get into. I think this scene, when this action scene happens, the rest of the movie, we don't get any more of that. But I think this might be the last 2 people talking it out.
Yeah, you're right. Last little bit of plot exposition.
There's a lot to ramp this up. It's about an hour of this movie. This movie isn't that long. There's probably 50 more minutes, right?
Let's see.
There's still some things that happen.
I think maybe in theaters when I first saw this movie, I was more into the exposition because it was like, wow, they're finally meeting. Like, it was cool seeing that. But now that like this is more common, this part actually seems kind of boring to me. But I don't know. Sam Jackson just is. I mean, Mark Miller made Sam Jackson Nick Fury in the Ultimate Universe, and he said he based it off of Sam Jackson. So when they asked Sam Jackson, he says yes. So it is like the perfect casting because it is him. But even if, in terms of character, he embodies that character perfectly.
Yeah.
I just wish he was around more. I think like he was more in charge.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like Winter Soldier, they like amp him up for this great character arc. And it's like we're never going to see that now.
Like I'm sure Sam Jackson would be like, yes, I'm on board to be all in these movies. We know Sam Jackson will do anything.
Right.
He's in Capital One commercials.
Yeah.
Man needs some money. But
he better be in Infinity War. I mean, that's just a slap in the face.
He'll be there in some capacity. If not this one, 4.
Yeah, Nick Fury and Iron Man interacting, especially if Tony dies in this movie. I mean, come on, you gotta get that last chance.
After Loki is brought on board the helicarrier, Tony Stark can be seen wearing a Black Sabbath T-shirt. Is that true? You seen him yet?
No, because when he comes on board, then he says the Galaga quote, and that makes Korey laugh.
Because it's funny.
Is this where you hear about the Belschnickel or Belschneep, whatever, coming up here? I think so. The little goats from Asgard.
Joss Whedon said the film is strongly influenced by the early 1960 Avengers comics, of which he was a fan while growing up. What are you talking about? How old are you, Joss Whedon? You were growing up in the 60s. In those comics, these people shouldn't be in the same room, let alone the same team. And that is the definition of family. All right. Thank you, Joss.
Hey, he would have been like 8, 10 years old at that time.
In the 60s? Let me check. He's not that old.
Hey, my dad's born in the early 60s.
Yeah, but you're not reading comics when you're 2 years old.
Yeah, but when he got old enough, he probably read older ones.
He's not wearing a Black Sabbath shirt. That's probably when they're in the lab.
1964. That's when Joss Whedon was.
No hard feelings, Point Break.
And then Tony slips his bug on the computers.
Chip the top sales. Oh, yes, the Galaga line.
We wouldn't notice, but we did.
I lost it.
Hey, look at this. Ironically, before Edward Norton was cast in The Incredible Hulk, the director wanted Mark Ruffalo. So
really
worked out.
Damn.
He must have been like, hey, Edward Norton's out. Ruffalo, you back? You want to get this?
That's the only recast they've ever done in the universe.
No.
Right? Who else?
Don Cheadle?
Oh, I suppose you're right. That's annoying when that has to happen, but whatever. Can't help it.
According to Joss Whedon, I think we see here in a second, right? That man is playing Galaga was a line ad-libbed by Rob Downey Jr. and worked so well that Whedon decided to dub in the image of Galaga on the man's console.
That's awesome. And that shows, like, yes, you can have a script, but having your actors improv as the characters they are.
Hey, a lot of this trivia is basically being like Rob Downey Jr. ad-libbed that line. Which, I mean, we know that he does that a lot.
Right.
Which doesn't make sense then on why it's them part of the same family now, Disney. That Star Wars, that Kathleen Kennedy was like, hey, guys, you've been improvising too much. That's not what we want to do with this movie.
For Solo.
Yeah, for Solo. With known people who know that they can get gold out of improving. Joss Whedon suggested to Marvel. Oh, I already said that one. Never mind.
Monkeys, I do not. Oh, I get that reference. And yet the Tony Stark meme was born.
Yeah, where like rolls his eyes or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's still a meme today. Man, 6 years later, that's good. That's a good. Oh, there we go. That's a good meme. What do you call that?
GIF?
No, I mean like when you're around
Rolling
for a long time.
eyes.
Oh, yeah.
When you're around for a long time, that's good staying power. Staying power, that's what it is. Here he is. There's Black Sabbath t-shirt.
Okay, there it is.
It's a good t-shirt. I like those kind of t-shirts, right? Oh, no, he's wearing two.
Yeah.
Long sleeve.
Korey rocks that style.
I have one of those.
Long sleeve
that
under
is.
the shorts.
Man, how do you rock that style and not make it look like too thick? It looks like thin.
It's warm.
He's probably wearing. Look, you can see the test of the. What's it called again? That is
pretty cool. The Tesseract. I'm not the Tesseract. The Arc Reactor.
Arc Reactor, right through. That's cool. There's the Mind Gym working them all, trying to turn them against each other. Cap is kind of a dick in this movie. I'll admit that. I like Cap too. He's my favorite, but
he's so wary. Like I guess from being like probably in a new time and like things are all changed and things have gotten way worse than. Well, not as bad as World War II, but I mean like stakes wise.
I don't like that suit. It's too bright, too blue. That blue's off.
Yeah.
It used to be like a faded kind of like army kind of blue.
Like Winter Soldier blue?
Winter Soldier, yeah. When he goes back to that original.
Like a navy blue.
Yeah, let's say navy.
It's just a little too flashy.
And that star's a little too silver embossed. Or she's still wearing that purple shirt. You've been wearing that for like 3 days.
Hey, showers make Hulk angry.
Unless he has like 15 purple shirts because he knows he rips them.
I did like that in Incredible Hulk that he always buys stretchy shorts because if he does turn into Hulk.
Oh, here's the first time that Rob Jr. is eating one of his snacks that he has in the lab.
Oh, hilarious. And he gives him some nuts.
That's so funny knowing now that it's like that's not part of the scene. It's just like, oh, here's my nuts that earlier.
I bet when Disney came in, they're like, none of that shit anymore. Like, you can't do that.
But he's the one who helped us build this whole thing. I'm pretty sure that RDJ is also a producer in these movies now, too.
Yeah, I forgot what him and his wife's company's called now. I can't remember.
Blueberries. They're not
it's like
nuts.
Team Downey or something.
They're blueberries.
Oh.
I don't know what kind of blueberries you buy in a sack like that, but...
billionaire ones.
Dried out ones, I guess, maybe?
Raisins.
Blueberries are so expensive, dude.
Do you want to know something cool? One of my personal training clients is her daughter is his personal assistant. Like Robert Downey Jr., the actor.
I don't believe you.
I swear to God.
Oh, I don't believe her. I believe you. I don't believe her.
Oh. I swear to God.
Tell him send a picture then.
I know. I keep telling her.
We can't get a Wednesday
Comics? I don't need a
Comics?
gift card for Christmas. Just give me like 10 minutes on the phone with Robert Downey Jr.
10 minutes on the
Call it
phone?
even.
Tell him make a video.
I'll pay for your personal training sessions.
Hey, my name is Robert Downey Jr. and you're watching Wednesday Comics. There you go.
Damn.
We put it between every video.
She quit that place. Now she's working with the guy who wrote what movie? I can't remember. I don't know.
What do you mean? She's not his assistant anymore?
She's phasing out of that job. She's training the new personal assistant. She's over him.
Limited time, Garrett. Get on it.
I know. I keep telling her, I'm like, we still got a month left?
Yeah, and let me know if he needs a new assistant. I'll fly out there.
Yeah, right. Ooh, two scientists. They're holographing each other.
This was cool, too, to see the two scientists kind of working off each other. We saw it. I mean, this happens a lot in the comics, these two. And usually Hank Pym, too, but, don't mention him. Well, I'm glad we got Hank Pym in the MCU, but I'm also sad that it's old Hank Pym.
Right.
It's not
this
a
would be
young
a great
Hank Pym.
way to use him. Like
if he was just a guy in the lab and like that's how they introduced him. But we didn't get it. By the way, these screens right here, where you can see through them and there's stuff on it. I saw one at CES this year, so they're coming. I don't know where you would want to. The example they had it was a cabinet that you could put stuff into, and then you could change it into a TV. But it's also weird.
That's interesting. Yeah, so it's like see through like that.
It's see through like and then you could click the button and then it would turn on and look like a TV.
Oh, that's nuts.
Coming to you for $10,099.37.
The set design on this movie is on point. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
really great.
They did not skimp on money. That is one thing that I'll say about Paramount when they went into this movie. Now, obviously, Disney's got all the money in the world. They have no issue with making this look great. But this is when they were still working on trying to make something out of this thing with the budget that they had. And they had enough movies where they're like, hey, this is going somewhere, that they could put this out. Or, could put the budget into this.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why does Cap have a utility belt?
Well,
does he even need it?
He does in the comics. He uses it every once in a while, but I've never seen him use it in these movies.
What does he use in the comics?
He's got some random stuff in there.
Really?
Yeah.
It's for flashbangs and whatnot.
This is the first movie of Marvel's MCU to cross $1 billion. It just got passed by Black Panther yesterday.
That's crazy.
As being Black Panther is now the number one, not even just MCU, comic book movie, box office wise.
Do you think Infinity War will beat it?
I don't know. It did beat it in advanced ticket sales, so I think Black Panther was a breath of fresh air for people seeing these movies because it appealed to more people because it was so. That's the thing about these movies now that are so connected. I think some people now it's like the issue with the comics, right? People are now like, I haven't seen any of those movies, so I have to watch any of them to catch up. But Black Panther was like, oh no, we're just telling a Black Panther story. Once again, is that a different kind of suit or is it the same one we saw before for Thor?
That's the same one we saw. You just didn't see it in the light to see all the colors.
Are you sure? No, that looks different.
I thought there was
there was 3 more circles. Yeah.
Oh, okay, 3 circles. Yeah, because there's one at mid-level.
He took it off. He took off a layer.
It's getting hot. Oh, this is the Belschneep I was talking about, the Belschnickel or whatever they're called. They have like the big horns.
He looks way different.
Yeah.
Than right today.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks more like if you told me Thor, I would point to that guy. But now it's like, that's Chris Hemsworth Thor. You know what I mean? The new one. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's Thor. This movie is a lot of two people talking, man.
Yeah.
What is going on? Oh, not third person Richard. Okay.
Yeah. Nick's like, I see you.
I did not realize that until we rewatched it here. A lot of people talking, which I mean, they're setting up how like they're still setting up character stuff here for him. Like I used to want war, all this stuff. Yes, now he's different. He doesn't really want war anymore. He wants peace. Yeah, I understand character moments, but there's a lot of it in here, man.
I think in this movie, Thor, how much he is obsessed with Loki, really pushes me the wrong way. Like in the first movie, he's more like an annoyance. And yes, he was the bad guy, but like this one, he's just like too obsessed. Like I have to bring him home. I have to get him home. We got to bring him home.
Thor?
And stop him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of annoying.
Here we go. The two people talking. Part 15.
Oh, jeez. This should just be called Civil War. We should just be talking. Let's see whose point can come across better.
You know what? And it is a lot of like, if I watched this for the first time, I would be into these because we're like, I don't know how these people are going to interact together. I think that's kind of the joy of it. And I think we'll see that in Infinity War being like, I've never seen these two talk. And that's cool. But now that you've seen it, you know that I've seen like 3 movies with this person, 4 with her. Then now I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, right. Like in the trailer there, we see Chris Pratt and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. Like if they were talking, I'd be like, oh cool, I want to see it.
But yeah, like I agree. Now, like watching this now, it all pays off just to get to that third act and final battle. But man, right now it's like, oof.
It's not. This movie does not, at least for me, hold up that well. And the scenes do. This is not. Yeah, well, we know you do.
But do you remember all the buzz going into this movie? I mean, this was
that's what I mean. Do not confuse me. At this moment in the theater, I probably was at the edge of my seat. Be like, what is going on here?
Yeah, we're so used to this kind of stuff now.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe a little spoiled now. By the way, that costume, I don't think she's ever looked better than that costume. They've changed it a lot recently. Look at that Black Widow, like in the middle.
Right.
I don't think she really has that now anymore.
And then if you look at the wrist, she's got the classic. I mean, I guess I've never really noticed when I watched it the first time, but those wrists there.
Doesn't she just dress in regular clothes now?
I think she still wears those blue thingies on her wrists.
No, okay. She's never used them, but
right. I think she doesn't
really see her use it until Civil War.
Yeah, I suppose.
She's just got the shield thing on her shoulder there. She's still an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is kind of weird to think now. Her and Hawkeye used to be part of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they're not anymore.
They didn't really address that either. Well, I guess they don't really need to. But
And now he's talking about her past. See, there's a lot of stuff about her past, Hawkeye's past, but yet they won't give it a movie to delve into that more. But they spend a lot of time in this movie talking about it.
Yeah.
Here, the ledger's red. A lot of scenes are blocked well, though. Like, this is a great scene, like him in the mirror.
And this whole time, Loki thinks he's playing her. She's playing him.
Not really, though. If you think about it. It's
well, sort of.
And then he's playing her because he thinks that she's playing him.
Right.
Oh, here's where we see the Hydra stuff, right?
Right.
Cap's like, what the F?
That's a Hydra suit, right?
Yeah. Hydra mask and everything. Which, to be honest, if you're using Hydra weapons, do you really need the mask?
Wait a second. He sees this in this movie, but yet we don't catch on to it till Winter Soldier?
Right.
So this is kind of
like... Well, because of what Fury says, we're investigating all power groups and sources, you know.
Oh, so that they just captured and they're going to bring back and investigate what it is. Yeah. It's not that they're making those. Okay.
Yeah.
I told you, peak Tom Hiddleston. That's good. Look, he even slobbered on himself and he slurped it up.
Boom. That's your play. Yeah. She's smart. So she did kind of like one up and like, oh shit. Whoops. I just don't know how Loki knows about Hulk.
By the way, the Black Widow logo in the middle right there is one of the simplest, coolest logos, I think. Whenever it's in the comics, I was like in Hickman's, in the beginning, he had all their logos. Hers was always cool. And then when she has her own comic, they always use it in the title or the logo, so it's cool.
Except instead of the eye, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Fury's getting caught with his tail between his legs.
Speaking of set design, also like the computer screens and all that shit going on, that must take forever just to make up Bumble Jumbo. None of that stuff means anything because nobody's ever going to really look at it, but you have to make it look like it's impressive.
Right.
It's kind of like when you see newspaper articles in a comic book or something, they just write it in Latin the whole time.
Oh, here's all of them in a room. This scene actually is done really well. This scene, I've been complaining the whole time about two people talking, but this is great. All of them talking.
Because you can just feel the tension.
Yeah. You can feel like what Bruce says in a second here. We're not a team, we're a time bomb. Oh, snap. A lot of good hair in this scene also. Not that guy. Oh, he's bald. But I was just looking at RDJ has some good hair. Chris Hemsworth. Chris Evans. You think you could go in somewhere and be like, give me the Rob Dunn Jr. And they could do that for you?
I'm sure there's a certain haircut style.
It's really all fight. I love this scene because there's so much chaos like that's starting to happen. Like you're just getting caught in all the fighting and whatnot that you don't even notice. Like Banner holding the staff. I love that. Like you're so entranced by this conversation where they all just kind of slips in the background.
And you see how the camera kind of tilts a little bit.
Right.
And it's called a Dutch angle. And Dutch angles, see it right here, is kind of turning like that. Dutch angles are meant to, in film, be like something right here. So it's a nice, subtle filmmaking thing to be like, everything's not correct here.
Right.
And then you get this kind of nice man, this scene right here, nice, good filmmaking. Strip around, you can see like it's focused in that, but they're still in the background arguing. But you're like, this is what's causing it. And then cut to, hey guys, we're locked on.
Good thing we have a staff locator on our ship. But I'm sure, being that it's Hawkeye, he has some kind of pull with finding shield tech.
I'm sure all the whole time Loki knew that they could locate his thing. He wasn't worried.
If they needed another movie to introduce Crossbones in, this would have been one. Like, not as the villain, but like at least...
He could have been Loki's guy instead of making Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I agree with Renner. I don't like that they made Hawkeye the bad guy. He could have been on that team with them.
Right.
I think he's a good person to have in that room to mix with those people.
I know, and then when he does become part of the team, you get him for like 20 minutes, and you're like, it's over.
Chris Evans have a little CGI in his face? It's so smooth. Like him, it looks natural. Then you got a little smooth hair. Rarely smooth.
Maybe he had some acne. Who knows?
He's got a lot of makeup on.
Yeah. Just think of how much they cake on you.
Stop pretending to be a hero. There's no surprise to anybody listening to this podcast. I do not like Iron Man as a hero because I think he's boring. But and there's my boy Captain America calling him out. That's what I would have said too. You think you're a hero? You're not.
Right. Just a billionaire in a suit.
I like Iron Man on a team. I do not like the Iron Man book by itself. I'll say that much.
You're not for the Chevy Red?
No. Look at this. What a marksman. Not many people know that Hawkeye is deaf.
What? No,
Hawkeye.
He's not.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah, he's deaf.
He's deaf?
Yeah.
Not in this version.
Not in the movies.
No.
In the comics, he's deaf.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come he can, like, when I was reading that Kate Bishop article,
he reads lips.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh.
But if you read the Hawkeye, Matt Fraction, and David Haha run, he does sign language a lot.
Oh, dang.
When he's talking with his brother, because him and his brother do sign language.
I bet if it's quieter out, too, and everything, that he can...
Yeah, there's an issue
focus.
also that where he really damages his ears and like gets kind of concussed, so the whole episode's silent. Or the whole issue's silent because he can't really read lips anymore.
Yeah, that part right there where he's got the scepter.
Right? And you're watching this movie and you're like, why is he pulling for his gun? And then you're like, oh shit, I would pull my gun too.
He's like, how did that get in my hand?
Oh, here we go. This, I think, right here, I think we can definitively say is when this movie gets really exciting.
Yeah.
This movie,
start mixing everything up.
An hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, jeez,
is a lot of setup. But I mean, at this point, I guess I know we're complaining about it, but you kind of have to if you think back to that time. They had how many movies were before this movie? 4.
Yeah,
1 and 2 Iron Man, Thor,
Incredible Hulk.
and Cap.
Okay, 5.
Incredible Hulk 2, yeah. So 5 movies.
Right.
And then you have this. So there's not much for those movies to set them up. Now we're 18 movies later. We're 10 years later. I hope Infinity War will cut back on that 2 people talking. It's more action-oriented. Because I know people are listening to this be like, Marvin, you always seen action? No, I don't. I can deal with character moments, but I think if you have an Avengers movie where they're all together, like that's your action.
Yeah, this is your time
movie.
to use. Yeah,
this is the stuff. Event. I think even in event comics, I think we make that kind of argument too, being like, this is when they're all together. Quit wasting time. You know,
well, it's like you're building up to so much, and you're here. Do the stuff. Don't keep building up to the potential tomorrow or whatever's coming next.
Oh, she's on the ground. She's got something on the floor. Banner going a little crazy. It's got that wash that's beeping right.
Its heart rate's climbing.
The first user of the Fitbit.
Here, Hawkeye comes rolling in. Jeremy Renner looks like he'd rather be somewhere else right now.
Hey, he does look just tired.
He's like, oh, really? This is my role in this movie? Cap, what kind of run's that, Cap? You see him tiptoeing running?
Yeah. That was in a wide corridor.
See, this is back. This is clunky Iron Man, right? All his suits is like all parts. Now he's kind of like he has that, it builds itself.
Right.
It's like in his watch and shit. Oh, here he goes. First time we see the Hulk in this movie. She's trying to calm him down like he does in later movies. She does actually finally figure out how to do it. Not in this movie, though. She's trying. And
I would have liked to see how they develop that lullaby.
R.I.P. to that shirt. He's been wearing it for 3 days.
I can't handle the smell anymore. But out of all the Hulks, this one looks the best. I mean, out of like Norton Hulk, obviously Banner Hulk, and Ruffalo Hulk, I think Ruffalo Hulks look the best. Not to say that, I mean, Incredible's a close second, obviously.
Still use Lou Ferrigno for the voice.
They do.
He's voiced all Hulks.
I don't think he does anymore, though. I think I just saw something about that.
He didn't do...
And the new...
He didn't do Ragnarok?
Yeah, I don't think he does anymore. I think it's Ruffalo.
You sure?
Oh.
He does it in this movie. He does it in Incredible Hulk. And he did it in Avengers 2, I think.
Huh.
Let me look it up here.
That sounds like something you need to fact check.
I'm going to fact check it. Let's see. Lou Ferrigno. Let's go to his IMDb page. I'm sure it's filled with information.
Would that? I guess, yeah, he would still be credited for that.
You know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out before this movie. Like, how come you wouldn't, like, put, like, some C-lister on there and just be like, oh,
well, that's the thing. They were really sketchy at that time about the TV and movie universe connection.
Yeah.
Lou, by the way, Lou Ferrigno has the lockdown on the name Lou. He's, you put in Lou, he's the first guy who pops up, so.
What else you're going to have is like Lou Gehrig or
Lou Gehrig. It's disease.
I meant Gehrig, whatever.
What's going on here?
Cap's gloves are like Spider-Man gloves.
Well, let's go.
There's the CG.
We got to find it somewhere else. It's not on his IMDb page. Any of them. And I know he did some of them. Lou Ferrigno Hulk. I'm going to type in Hulk voice.
It seems to run on some form of electricity. It's a good line. I like that. He even knows, so he's like, I'm going to get yelled at for this.
Oh, here we go.
Boom. Don't make Hulk angry. What you do? Make Hulk angry.
Up until now, every version of the MCU Hulk has been voiced by an Incredible Hulk TV series icon Lou Ferrigno. However, Ferrigno was not brought back for Thor Ragnarok. Who's in Hulk voice? It's Mark Ruffalo.
It did sound a lot more like Ruffalo in that one.
And I believe in the new Infinity War, it's Ruffalo also. I think they finally decided it was like, I think people at this point really don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Since they went with comedic Hulk a little bit more than...
And I think they're like, Ruffalo's our Hulk now. I think he and the culture zeitgeist is like that's
Get your
Hulk.
first Thor Hulk fight right here. First round up.
Right? This is
cool.
This has been building up. I mean, we've had it since here all the way up to Thor Ragnarok. So that joke in Thor Ragnarok does not work without this scene.
Right. The fact that like Thor can actually like gun up with him is too cool. He's obviously a behemoth.
They've changed the look of Hulk multiple times throughout this MCU. This is the first one. He looks more like Ruffalo now, and the green's a little darker green.
Yeah. You got a tan.
This scene's pretty cool. This is the scene where you actually see everybody using their skill set. Once again, Cap the best. Cap is my favorite Avenger. What about you guys?
Cap.
Comics or movie?
This movie. The movie MCU.
Nah, Iron Man. You can't take away from me that feeling I got after watching Iron Man 1. So much adrenaline.
I don't know, man. First Avenger, Cap. Oh, man, Cap all the way.
That was
Team
a great
Cap,
movie.
Civil War. Everybody. I don't know if you can comment to the page or not on this, but vote which one was your team. Team Cap, Team Iron Man. Go for it. I don't know if I have the power to do that, guys, but
obviously Team Tony.
Team Cap.
Boom! Gets knocked the fuck out. That was cool.
I remember that was a cheer in the theater also. There's like memories from this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty cool. This is a cool fight, man.
I love how Hulk can't pick this up.
Oh, you not worthy.
This was cool too to show, that it's not that it's super heavy, is that you have to be worthy. I mean, it is super heavy, but it's heavy because nobody else can pick it up.
Right.
They're going to tear apart that ship.
I would think with just Hulk rolling around that whole helicarrier would be like shaking around.
Grenade. Oh, I can jump away and grab somebody to safety.
Once again, go ahead and shoot people. It's not that violent because you see no blood. PG-13. Right in the head. It doesn't matter.
Oh, man. We're going to get emotional here.
You know what's the worst movie for that, too? Dark Knight. So many people die in the most violent way, but when you take away the blood, it doesn't look so violent.
Right.
But like people like get shot.
Like with like the police cars and the garbage trucks going right into the roof.
Yeah. And Joker's like stabbing people and stuff, and it's like there's no blood, so it doesn't matter. Some guy gets a pencil through his eye. And they're like, oh, no blood, though. Okay, cool.
Gets a phone sewed into him.
Yeah, he blows up. But I don't think there's any blood in that scene.
Oh, no.
But there would be blood, right? The guy blows up.
Well, even when the guy gets shot in the beginning of The Dark Knight, no blood.
Look at this. We got... Why is he shooting the Hulk?
Because that was the order, was to take him out.
I'm sure it's just to make him mad and cause havoc.
Yeah, who Maria Hill called that order?
I think so.
Does she not know, like, Hulk the strongest there is?
I don't think she knew that Hulk could jump that far and basically almost kill this guy.
I guess, to be fair to her, this does take him away from the helicarrier.
Yeah.
But that guy, definitely. The sea jetpack out of there?
He is the eject, yeah.
Oh God, that
yeah.
part was terrifying. He's like, thank God.
That's cool. See that little, that's a little computer effect, that zoom in kind of thing. It's in this movie. It's in Cloverfield. It's in Star Trek. It was a J.J. Abrams thing for a while. I only saw it in his movies. And then I think this is the first movie I was like, oh, it's in Joss Whedon's movie too. But nowadays, 2018, it's like in every movie. But every once in a while you see that, which is cool to see if you see enough movies. You see a technique like that and you're like, oh, that must be a new thing they found out this year. And then eventually you see it everywhere. But I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, I know me and Korey have Movie Pass. Garrett going to get Movie Pass.
It's on its way.
You can see, like, this is Infinity War. If it's great, I can go see it a couple times and not worry about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Nothing sounds more fun.
And go whenever you want.
Boom. I love how he has arrows that, like,
trick
hard
arrows.
drive,
Yeah.
You'd have to be like super duper accurate to get those prongs in the right place.
He's Hawkeye. He's got it. Yeah, go ahead and stop the turbines. Why didn't they just blow him up? He risked his life going in there for that. See this guy? He's an agent of Hydra.
Hydra, yeah.
But what he's its life is in danger, he's going to act like he's part of S.H.I.E.L.D. Do you think he's indoctrinated at this point? Is he? Maybe he's not.
Oh, he had to be from the start.
From the start? That's the reason why he's in S.H.I.E.L.D.? You know, I like the MCU universe. I would say at this point here is probably my favorite universe right now in movies. I mean, this is going past Star Wars or anything. I like Star Wars a lot. But I think the direction I see, like the people behind it, I think that one has more direction. This one here.
Yeah, because they actually have a writing room where
they actually have a plan. They have
that's what I mean.
Plan instead of hey, we're going to do this.
That's the cool thing about these movies is that you know that hey, that's going to be good because at this point now it doesn't matter. I don't think like the director will bring its own flavor into it, but I think at this point the people involved, I trust them enough to be like that's going to be a good movie. There's never one on the docket I'm like, I'm not sure.
Right.
And you want to know another reason why these movies do really good? They give you some fan service.
That's true. That's true too. They know when something is okay enough to be like, that's cool. That's a fan thing. And they know when to do their own thing. And they also know when just to make it a good movie.
They know how not to go too far.
Yeah. Unlike a movie coming out called Solo, which looks like it's all just super fan. I was telling Garrett, you know what half that movie's going to be? Hey, you want to? Have you heard of the Millennium Falcon? And then show the Falcon. Hey, Chewbacca, let's meet you want to meet Chewbacca?
It's going to be bad.
It's going to be a lot of like...
It's going to be the first...
That's bad. Wow. That's bad fan service. That's bad being like, hey guys, you know what this is? And it's like, yeah, I know. But like, do it in a cooler way.
If it was a prequel movie about Yoda, I'd be all in. But Solo, it's like, we already know what's going to happen with him. Like,
it should be a preview. I'm going to put this out there, and I know everybody's been saying it, but I got to put my hat into the ring. There needs to be an Obi-Wan prequel movie.
Oh, I bet it's coming. It's coming.
It's gotta, man. Come on. And I mean, Ewan McGregor. Yep. It's got to be Ewan McGregor. They're waiting until he gets older.
Hey, he's doing that Disney Winnie the Pooh, so I mean. he's in the company.
Oh,
Coulson. No.
Worst. Oh, it's so sad.
It does take because they built him up too throughout the movies. Being that government guy who goes into every movie.
Yeah. Say what you will about this whole connected universe. He is the thickest fiber of the connection.
Thor, the only person Thor knows is Coulson.
Well, Selvig. But.
Well, oh yeah, that's true. But he's not here. I mean, he's not a good guy on this ship. Here we go. That injury was the first injury that caused blood. So,
I to this day think Phil Coulson is
the first injury that caused blood. Maria Hill was bleeding through her nose.
But I mean, like actively, like stab, not afterwards, being like, oh, okay.
I think Phil Coulson, I still attest to it, is the reason the Avengers have the name the Avengers. And you'll see why you're coming up.
See, look at this fighting tension, too. Going back to that where you could do a movie of these two, it's like not even being on the same team. You could have them coming together, and then, that goes with the movie.
Mission Impossible-esque movie with these two is just a spy movie. Get on it.
Yeah. But
too bad they took Jeremy Renner and put him in Mission Impossible because it took so long. Even they saw that and was like, hey, that guy should be in Mission Impossible. That's what you got to do.
He's going to be in that new one, too, right?
Yeah, he is. Trailer.
Yeah, that's what
it's
I mean.
Like because remember in the last one, him and Ving Rhames are like together more often.
Yeah.
Brad Bird directs a Hawkeye Black Widow movie. It's a spy movie.
Oh,
he did that fourth. Awesome. He did that fourth Mission Impossible. We know he can do it.
That'd be so good.
He's in the Disney world. He does those incredible movies. So like he's not, and he did Tomorrowland. He's not associated with Disney.
Don't get me wrong. Like Captain Marvel, like being the first female movie for Marvel is great. But I'm like, that's kind of like slapping Black Widow in the face. It's like, you've had her as a character for how long? Why didn't she get her own movie?
I'm all on board, too, with what's her... I'm kind of spacing on her name, but Gamora? What's the actress's name?
Zoe Saldana.
She said that she wants like a movie that has her, Black Widow, Tessa Thompson, who's Valkyrie, and like have like an all-girls movie like that. I'd be cool with that, too.
Oh. That is so badass.
Yep.
Phil Coulson, baby.
Point to Coulson. Huh.
And there you go.
See, he still can be lighthearted even in the darkest of times.
This is Phil Coulson. We felt super sad in the theater. I believe I'm not talking out of school for anybody on the couch.
Oh,
very sad.
It was, yeah. Definitely heartstrings were pulled.
And then he comes up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you're like, oh, okay, never mind.
But we all knew this with Joss Whedon. Like he was amping himself up for that. It's like someone's going to die in this movie. It's not a Joss Whedon movie if one character you love doesn't die.
So the Avengers don't know that he's alive, right?
Right. None of them do.
Do you think that's ever revealed to them at all?
Hey, I bet you maybe potentially because if you think about it, that's what brought this team together. And if you're going to finish in the finale with Avengers 4, if anything, I bet it's 4 where they're like, hey, you guys had the strength all along. I'm still alive.
Yeah, I hope before Chris Evans leaves that we have that moment.
How great would it be if, Phil shows up behind Tony and Tony's like, Phil.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Hey, we haven't talked about that on the show because it was announced after we did our show, Garrett.
Yeah.
Chris Evans says he's done after Avengers 4.
I saw the article saying like he didn't confirm he's done. He just said he just doesn't have anything planned.
Yeah, he says contract's up and he hasn't been asked to do any more. So
right, but I mean that's still a long time away.
A, do you think he dies?
I think Cap or Iron Man has to die.
Or B, do you think it's just misdirection to be like, oh, I'm not doing anything after that movie and he's still alive?
I feel like it's misdirection because he was planning that around Age of Ultron. He was like, I think I want to do more directing and stuff, and like he did that. Like, Marvel gave him some time off.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil dying. So sad.
This is never going to work if they didn't have something to... He doesn't even get to say avenge, but that's what he means, because they're the Avengers. Suck it. I told you guys. It's implied. Avengers.
Rest in peace in Tahiti, Phil.
If they didn't have something to...
Oh, he is crying.
Avenge. God.
Single tear.
Sad scene.
Spread eagle.
And then this bastard throws his blood on Cap's cards. Because what does he say when that next scene coming up? Like,
I need to give them a push.
Right.
Oh, he's cleaning up. Here, there you go. There's that blood you're talking about, Korey. She's cleaning it up. I'll push him away. I don't need
no, I meant at the beginning of the movie, I noticed, just because you mentioned the blood thing, she had a bloody nose.
Oh, well. Oh, there's that Dutch angle again I talked about. That's a comic book scene right there. They're on the table.
Oh, he's going to throw him down.
Too many chairs at that table. Who else is it? You got Hulk, you got Hawkeye, Black Widow. One chair too many. Oh, Thor. One more chair. Muriel, I guess.
Yeah, and Garrett, what you're saying, Avengers 4, Phil coming back, he needs to get those cards signed.
Yeah, that would be funny. That'd be amazing.
Actually. You think that's how he comes back? He's like, hey, by the way, before you go, can we get these signed?
Yeah. Oh, that's sad, though. That blood's really red, though.
Can you imagine Nick Fury brought those over? Does he pick up the blood and bring it to the cards, or does he bring the cards over and just wipe them on Phil? I need blood, he says.
Maybe he cuts. You don't see it because he's wearing long sleeves, but he cuts himself.
It's not. Oh, is that even Phil's blood?
Yeah, it's just his blood.
Man, you don't know. That's disease on that table. You don't know what he's got.
That's crazy. You see Captain America, the first Avenger, and it's like the whole plan for Red Skull's to build weapons off the Tesseract, and then Nick Fury's over here being like, "Yeah, we were going to build weapons off the Tesseract. That was our plan." Like,
I think it's why Cap gets.
Okay, Hydra. Like, cool.
And then he'll find out later that it was Hydra still all these years, and he for a while, for a good year, 2 years, he was complicit in it. He was helping him out. He didn't know it. What kind of material is that shirt? Is that Under Armour?
Yeah, that's gonna be like a dry fit Under Armour kind of thing.
So Cap, he's trying to adjust to 2012, but he also
see the nips. It don't fit.
Is that how it works? Yep. Man, how's he just wearing that? And then you got Nick Fury over here wearing a long leather coat. Must be hot in there.
Who knows? Man, the way Nick Fury talks to us, super
because he says old-fashioned notion. Sorry to interrupt you. Nick Fury said old-fashioned notion, which makes Cap think, Phil said we need some old-fashioned.
I think that's too much. How come?
That's what happened. This part,
why can't he pick up Mjolnir right now?
Because I think he feels a little unworthy after what just happened. He fell out of the sky.
Got bitch slapped by his brother.
It's kind of like if Thor in the comics now, remember? He doesn't feel worthy, so he's not worthy. He doesn't believe in himself. Hey, that's just the MO of Bruce Banner. He lands in a pile of rubble, or he causes it.
This guy just passed away recently.
Yeah, he did.
That's
Harry Dean Stanton.
R.I.P. He was in Alien? One of the two. Maybe the first one.
Yeah, it was the first one.
Does he have the cat? Is that him? Maybe. I don't know.
I think so. I'm trying to remember the old character.
I haven't seen a movie in a while. If we were doing a movie podcast, obviously we would do a commentary on Alien, one of my favorite movies.
That'd be sweet.
Whoa, Marvin, question for you.
Huh.
Alien or E.T.?
E.T.
That's what I thought.
I do like Alien a lot, but E.T. is a good movie. Better movie.
You got a condition. Whatever they put in Mark Ruffalo's mouth to make it seem like his mouth's broken, like his jaw. Very cool.
What are you talking about?
Well, you can see his like mouth's all like puffy and seems like it's dislocated.
Just in that scene?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like all the time.
Oh no, not all
What's
the
with this color?
It's stress. It's red. It's like
there you go.
off shade. Like
It's pushing the evil away and bringing back the good.
he's normaling out.
That's all it takes? A couple seconds talking to you, and then you're out of the spell? Well, at least now we get normal.
They put so much work in like making him a bad guy.
There's young Jeremy Renner.
2 seconds.
The man's not young anymore. How old do you think he is?
Young, probably almost 40.
In this movie?
No, not in this.
How old is he in this
He's probably like mid-30s.
Okay, let's see here. By the way, there are a few times that everybody was once in town, but at one night when they all were, Chris Evans sent them all a text message that simply said "assemble," prompting a night out on the town. Clark Red has stated this is his favorite text message he's ever received in his life.
That's amazing.
Ooh, do you think you're going to say that in 3 or 4?
Oh, he hasn't said it in any movie so far.
That's right.
He has to say at the end of 3, right? When they all get together to fight him at the last fight scene.
Yeah.
That has to be the moment. I clicked on Clark Red again. No, Jeremy Renner.
But again, you keep assuming that it's going to be like a part 1, part 2. We don't know if it's going to be self-contained story.
Right now,
with
they're
Thanos.
saying they're making it seem like it's too different. I mean, it might not be, but they're making.
I'm
it
sure
seem
they're
it's too different.
connected, but strong connected. There's going to be something that's going to tether throughout. But
Who's bigger than Thanos, though?
who's the one who for
Galactus, but he's not in the movies yet.
Who's the one behind Secret War again? The Beyonder.
Yeah. Dr. Doom, if they can fucking get him, he'd be better.
Oh man, that'd be sweet.
So Noah Hawley, who does Legion on FX, is directing and writing the new Dr. Doom movie. But that's if he can do it before Fox and Disney get the rights, like get it all squared away.
Oh, really?
So, and he did an interview recently where he's like, this movie is not a reboot of Fantastic Four. This movie is all about Doom. This is to try to get this character right that's been wrong so many times in the movie industry. And I just read that and I was like, yes, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Make this movie. And then obviously I'm going to want more, but if that deal goes through, we're not going to get more. But at least need one movie where I can show people being like, look how good this character is.
Hey, you never know. This Disney, because they're the one who give creative freedom in some way, that they could be like, hey,
do you think
you can do this? And then like, hey, Neil Blomkamp, make Alien 5. You got this.
42. Oh, 41, excuse me.
Oh, I like that part.
Is.
There was a cellist, because in the show they show a cellist that he fell for.
Who?
Phil Coulson.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
This is the first time that basically Cap and Iron Man kind of become sort of friends.
I don't think they've ever... I mean, they, in the movie, say that they're friends. There's kind of like that weird relationship where they're friendly. They're like the kind of friends who are great business partners and like worked well together, but I don't think really hang out.
Right. They're not Batman and Superman.
You know what? If you think about it, really, this, in Hollywood, a lot of days they like to film or like to cast younger people in their movies. And this movie, I don't think any of these people are really that young. They're all like 40, 35, 40.
Yeah.
Which is kind of great for a film series where like, hey, we're going to need, 6 movies out of you. They don't care that they're 40 years old already. And I think maybe that's part of this that makes this universe work, is that they all seem like, yeah, I like that feels like Tony Stark. Like there's some semblance of history there because he's a little bit older. Like if he was young, I don't think I wouldn't look at him as credible.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's part of that solo thing that I really can't deal with, is how young that guy looks and how I don't know him anything.
Man, that tower looks good.
It's a good tower. We'll see you later. Change to the Avengers Tower.
So,
was so
was that
clever.
tower in the comics before Like, do they make it based off the comics?
Avengers Tower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I saw a comic recently where they showed Avengers Tower, and I was like, was that because of the movie?
No, Avengers Tower's always been a thing.
Okay. It looks exactly like that?
There's been Avengers Tower for a while. That was in the Ultimate Universe. Avengers Mansion.
Right, I know the Mansion. Sure.
But I think
Skillion is Ultimate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's Ultimate. Right. And that now they have that in the quote unquote new Avengers in this universe use that as their training base. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. They're all like powering up.
He's rebuilding his suit with lightning. He's never done that before, and since this or post this. I mean, after this. I mean, excuse me, before this.
Well,
Son,
unless
just
that part where after he's dead from the destroyer, you're like, but you don't really see him transform. Well, you do actually. His suit absorbs on him.
Here we go. Here's where we find out the first live Nick Fury. One of many.
He's just like, shut up, Maria.
I mean, that's Nick Fury as a character, though. He lies all the time.
Yeah.
They just needed to push. And she's like, what the fuck? You're going to die? She's still bleeding? Where's that medic at?
She pushed him away?
That's that. She stitches on that face. That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Way to run into that pole.
I like how they show him powering up just for like the 10-minute commute to get to his towers to change suits. And at this point, Self has gotten batshit crazy.
CGI, I don't know why I'm so amazed with the CGI. It is pretty good. Like, it holds up 6 years later. So we have 10 years of movies. We have 6 years of Avengers 1 to Avengers 3, though. That's not bad, though. So it took 4 years to get kind of going.
I don't think you needed to take as much time
with the other ones
to this point.
Well, because before that, right, it was one movie a year, and then they were like started doing 2 movies a year. And last year we had 3.
Because I think Cap came out the November before May was Avengers.
Let me ask you guys a question. This will be more movie comic talk, but I think it's relevant here. We have Avengers Infinity War coming out in May.
Right.
We have Aquaman coming out in December. I haven't seen anything about that movie. You think that movie's still coming out?
Aquaman?
Yeah.
They still got time if they release a trailer. They just released a trailer for Deadpool 2 that, well, I guess they had a teaser before. But it's like, hey, based off Solo, by the way, they released all their promotional material.
But you saw a lot of stuff about Aquaman before. I mean, Deadpool a long time ago. We saw Domino. We saw Cable.
I bet you sometime this summer, because you're not going to see the December.
You think they're waiting for that, though? They're waiting for Infinity War?
I think that's been more of a new trend, like not to show a trailer till like 2-ish months before, because like there's so much other stuff. It's just going to get swallowed anyways by other great movies coming out.
Yeah.
Like the Infinity War, the first trailer for this dropped December, maybe?
The very first trailer?
Yeah, the teaser trailer.
Oh, yeah, I think it was Star Wars, right?
It might have been, yeah.
Or the week before Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that was you barely saw anything there. But do you remember Civil War? They didn't drop a trailer till a month before?
Maybe. I guess maybe I'm just assuming that DC has so much work to do to get people interested in that movie that they should be doing it right now.
I guess how many months are we away? 6, roughly?
But then again, they might be waiting for Infinity War hype to die down.
Right.
And not get drowned out.
Oh, we got way more than 6. You got like 8 months till December.
Yeah.
8, 9.
Or they could pull up the Cloverfield route and release a trailer and say, hey, by the time this Super Bowl's over, it's going to be on Netflix.
I was going to say, I bet you a lot of people are going to start taking, like those companies, the streaming services are going to take advantage of that.
Hey, got me to watch it right away.
Yes, pretty good. You'll be damn well sure we'll avenge it. Boom.
Roll credits.
That's been a thing in these movies that you see him drink a lot, but he's not an alcoholic. But he still drinks.
Well, you can see him drunk Iron Man too, I guess. But
yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
but that was more they were like, hey, man, you need to get a hold of yourself.
I think there's too much of like a kid market in this to make him an alcoholic.
Performance issues not uncommon.
Well, I think they kind of got darker since then, right? Black Panther isn't exactly 100% kid friendly. Talks about his dad dies, and well, I guess
yeah, they play pretty safe.
I guess there's
the world they play in is bright and colorful.
Boom! This is cool. I remember this part in the movie, like pretty badass. Nothing will beat Iron Man 2 though when he
the suitcase suit. Oh man, that was so cool.
Best entrance of a suit ever.
I think if you look at the newest Avengers trailer, you see now that it actually is the
And those people are on fire.
It's
they're
like
dead.
it's like the Black Panther suit where it's just part of his
Necklace.
It's like liquid, yeah.
Yeah.
His name was Phil.
Well, I know Iron Man eventually gets one where he just has little arc reactors on his body that just
Yes,
like,
to
they
say
grow
it's
out of
embedded
it.
in him.
Yeah.
Extremist, but here we go.
Wormhole.
Chitauri all waiting. How long were they waiting to find that? Do you think?
How exact was that point in time and space to just be like, oh, this is where it's going to
be? They were like, guys, this is it. And he's like, are you sure? Because we were waiting here for an hour.
Yeah, we got this whole widening galaxy, this one spot.
Chitauri were an Ultimates thing, and then now they're part of the main MCU, and then also the Marvel Comics they were brought into that thing too. So,
man, it looks good though.
Chitauri were a replacement for Skrulls or Krees, whatever they were originally going to use, because they don't have the rights.
Do you think Skrulls would look good on screen? That's the one.
Well, we're going to see them now.
That's true, but
they got the rights finally. That's a Universal thing too. I think they were Universal under Universal. Now Universal gave them the rights. That's what I'm saying. Where is Namor? They got everything but Namor.
He's swimming. I'm sure after Aquaman's done, they're going to be like, oh, we have water.
Who'd you cast as Namor?
Ooh.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Liev Schreiber.
Ooh, Liev Schreiber.
Get him out of that.
You mean the one who did Sabretooth?
Yeah. But I mean, ignore all that. You can recast.
So he's walking around without a shirt on because I don't think he does that, and you choose Liev Schreiber?
Hey, that's the girl from Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the youngest daughter.
Ashley Johnson. She's also the voice of Ellie in Last of Us.
Are you sure that that's her? That's probably why they film her so many times. Like, oh, we should know who this is.
She actually has more scenes. That's part of the scenes they cut out.
She has a couple more. She has one more in the cafe, and she has one on the news station at the end of the movie.
I'm going to look up Namor casting and see who the internet thinks that should be cast as Namor. And you guys tell me yes or no.
Oh, there goes the RNK of Stark Tower. Leaves the S&T.
Everybody's like, get the F out of here.
Now, this is cool when the cops, are like, I'm going to take orders from you, and then, Captain America starts, telling you what to do, and they're like, okay.
Okay, I was going to read this whole list, but I found the perfect one already. Pedro Pascal, he played in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yep, because carrying a staff, yep, we all know he can use one of those. That's the winner.
That'd be cool.
And then also on this list it says Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves, but he's a little too old.
Nah, I don't think
I don't think Keanu.
He's not dickish enough.
That's true. He's a good guy now. I would like him too much to be like.
Namor's got to be the actor that plays him has to be able to play a good guy, but then be a Lex Luthor.
Hey, look at this number one on this list. Who do you think it is? I never. It's not somebody who's famous. Obviously, all these people before this, Chris Hemsworth, Evans, all these guys were character guys, and now they're movie stars. That's what this number one is in this list. And who do you think it is, Garrett? You know who it is. It's
Michael Rosenbaum.
It's somebody that you would know. No, it is TV though. You're in a good pace. It is TV, but it's not Smallville.
Can you tell us what the show is?
I think it'd give it away too much. Let me tell you this though. Big ensemble cast.
Tom Welling
lasted a long time, probably 7 seasons, right? 7 or 8.
Oh, James Vanderbeek?
No, it's
you are so. Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's killing me.
I'll give you the show then. No, I'll just tell you who it is. Daniel Day Kim from Lost.
Oh, okay,
I'd be bad. That'd be pretty good.
Great.
He actually speaks perfect English. He just fakes the accent.
Those first 2 seasons of Lost, he's a complete dick.
That's what I mean. We know he can play Dick, and he looks like Namor.
And at the end of that show, you cry like a little baby.
That'd be pretty good casting.
That would be good.
Or Pedro Pascal.
Well, he's not doing Hawaii 5-0.
That's what I mean. He's not doing it right now. That's what I mean. He's just a character guy. Make him into a movie star. Let's go. Daniel Day Kim. Now this thing comes out.
We got the sea turtle dragon thing.
And this is like a battle station.
Chitauri warship, right?
Yeah. You see Cap's what are we going to do? Isn't it kind of amazing that all this technology and they still use guns?
It's like a pulse ray.
I guess, but they didn't I guess I'm not sure what they would use, but it just seems kind of
dated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think they'd have little grenades that kill you, like pumpkin bombs or something.
So what makes it okay in this scene that they're destroying the city and they don't try to take it out of the city, but yet people give Man of Steel shit for fighting in the city.
For all the destruction.
Yeah. And there's a lot of destruction in this movie.
Yeah, but that's like buildings getting torn off the hinges. This is like, all right, you lost a couple windows here.
Yeah, that's very true.
And is it because in the scene you see a couple scenes of them saving people? So you know, like they're trying to save, and
right, like
where Man of Steel, he doesn't try to save anybody. I don't think they show any scenes where he's like helping anybody.
Besides Lois.
Yeah, well,
I know. But yeah, see, like you don't see buildings toppling over. Like that's just massive destruction. This is necessary destruction.
Here's Cap. He's trying to figure out what to do. Well, look at that. Oh, that's a couple windows. You're right. Oh, here we go. Anybody die in this scene, you think?
Of course not.
They're all too quick.
Guys, I hate the cliches. That's the one thing that gets me.
I know, that's the Joss thing. I think the Russo brothers
are
better.
They're like fishes in a barrel down there.
I like the Russo brothers Captain America than I do Joss's.
It would be my honor. Oh, whatever.
My genuine pleasure. That was pretty sick. I like that line.
Jeremy Renner practiced with Olympic archers to figure out how to actually do it right. So look that up in trivia. Surely those pistols will help. She doesn't have any bigger guns. Machine gun.
She just likes to point them and shoot.
I guess she is killing people.
See, let's give us the Budapest movie.
I know, give us a Budapest movie. I don't need it to be connected to these movies at all. I mean, maybe you can, but just give me a good spy movie with those two. Phil Coulson's along with the ride?
That'd be sweet.
Oh, they're all shooting too, but they're not taking anybody down.
They're taking desk pops.
It's the best scene in this whole movie.
Right here?
It's the funniest scene of the whole movie, yeah. Cap, he starts telling what to do, and he builds people in this building. Build a perimeter.
He's like, who the frick is this guy? Yeah.
Why the hell should I take orders from you? And then Chitauri pops down, and you see him
beat the living piss out of him. Yeah, he tells him exactly what to do.
That just shows you, that is like the perfect encapsulation of like how great of a leader the Cap is. It's like, hey, I need to do this. And once people see him, they're like, okay, that's my leader. Which is kind of weird because in these movies, they've kind of made Iron Man the leader, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, they present him as if like the founding father of it.
He's more the PR guy for the team. Steve doesn't give a shit.
What happened to those exploding arrows you had, Hawkeye?
He's only got so much room in that quiver. Yeah, Thor uses a lot of lightning in this. Now he's got his battle suit back on.
And then he kind of forgot, and then he goes into Ragnarok, and she's like, what are you the god of? And then he finally realizes, oh yeah, that thing, I used to have that power.
Right.
Hold on, I lied. That camp scene is the second best scene in this movie. The first best one's coming up here in a moment. I think I've never heard a theater cheer more, and I've never felt chills more than the scene coming up here in a second.
Oh, yeah. Pretty epic.
He doesn't have that purple shirt anymore. He has a blue shirt on.
Look at the pants. No, I'm just kidding. He's not wearing purple pants.
His shoes look stupid.
You think Cap feels kind of dumb? Oh, no, I guess he's wearing a suit too. I was going to say Cap's no longer wearing a costume. I guess those are other costumes. Never mind.
All right, Marvin, amp this up.
Hulk. This is the first time that we realize that he has control of the Hulk, because the time last we saw him, he was out of control. We're in the theater. And we're like, hey, it's a good time to get angry. He says, hey, that's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry.
Everybody's like, shit.
Everybody's like, holy balls. By the way, also, that kind of does lose a little bit because that's a meme now, too.
I know.
A lot of memes coming out of this movie.
Yeah.
That's why I say to you guys all the time. It's like, that's my secret. I'm always sick.
But, like, right here.
Look at that score. Hear that score right now? Oh.
I don't think Alan Silvestri gets any credit for that score.
Oh,
and
gosh.
they're using it for that. I mean,
Like,
he gets credit, but like people are not like, oh, that's a great score. Like so that, when people think of MCU, they're not gloating how great that score is.
yeah.
And now for the Infinity War trailer, that's all they use is that score. They slow it down a little bit, but it's the score. This is
the first
called,
wraparound of all the heroes. Yeah. Oh, that was sweet.
Well, to answer your question about who feels ridiculous in costume, most likely it's going to be Thor.
Well, I mean,
think about it.
That's his normal clothes. He's been wearing that for years. Now 2 of them are coming out. They're like, holy shit, how are we going to do this?
Gosh, you can just have profile shots for like 30 seconds.
As a comic book fan, this is the first time in history you saw something like this. The Avengers working together. And we'll get to see
team up.
We'll see here in a second where they started like using their moves together. And I think that is a great thing. I mean, now it's kind of like we see it in movies and we're like, oh, cool. Like it's kind of like commonplace now. But
smash. Oh, yeah.
That's a classic good one,
and
too.
he's just like, hell yeah. It's my job. Boom. Boom. Kill. Boom.
You know, when you think about it, Hulk kills most of these guys.
Definitely does.
Because there's so many of them, and he just goes around. See, he's causing the most damage.
1 kill a second, yeah.
Like, who's gonna go to the side of the building and replace those bricks?
That is so cool seeing.
Don't they make a reference to that in a future movie that Tony pays for most of the repairs?
I think it's Spider-Man Homecoming.
It's Spider-Man Homecoming. Remember the damage control?
Yeah.
He helps fund the program.
Yeah, he uses his arc reactor for renewable energy and uses the money from that to pay for repairs to New York City.
It also helps kill a lot of these guys when Thor electrocutes the shit out of them.
Why didn't he do that before?
Yeah, I know. It's like,
now he's like, oh, by the way, guys, my lightning probably would kill him.
Just had to bring the clouds in.
Meanwhile, these guys are up here playing Galaga. What the hell?
What's
down
that
there.
red thing behind them? I've never noticed that before. Whatever. It was like
Lights.
for a second.
Hawkeye in this ceiling corner is awesome. Like what he's able to pull off. Pretty badass.
You know what's cool about this movie is you have a team, but it's very small team, so it's contained. So I'm going to be... So you get a lot of these moments where it's like Hawkeye being cool here. And then we'll see Cap and Iron Man in a second right here team up. In Infinity War, you're probably going to only get like one of those per character because there's so many.
Yeah, and even then, it's probably going to be dual shots of 2 heroes working together.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to be sad about that movie. You have to focus on so many people. But
right.
That'd also be the cool thing. There's so many people in that movie. So, how many actors are in that movie? Like
so
stars,
many.
I mean. Like, that movie doesn't cost anything because they got all those people before they got big. Like, they're big because of those movies. But if you think about what they get paid for other movies now, that movie...
How much do you think they're all getting paid for Infinity War?
Well, they probably signed a contract for like 6 movies beforehand. It was at terms of, like, back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not getting paid more. RDJ is obviously getting paid more because, right, he re-signed a contract.
Yeah.
So he's getting the big bucks. I think, actually, he gets a percentage of the...
You said he's helping produce, too.
Yeah, so...
Which is a smart investment.
Maybe Chris Evans can make that deal. Instead of being on after 4, he's like, hey, I'll come back, but I want to be a producer, too.
Yeah, why? He wants to direct. Why would he want to direct one of these
direct
movies?
a Cap movie. There we go.
Yeah.
The Russo brothers are busy now doing Infinity or doing Avengers. Give me a Cap. So
did Wonder Woman steal this move? That's what I want to know. I saw there was a lot of controversy about Deadpool doing that X thing from her. From Gal Gadot. Like, that was my move first. Did that move happen first before Wonder Woman jumped on a shield? Just saying.
I don't know what scene you're referring to.
Yeah, I don't know either.
When Wonder Woman, like, remember when anytime they boost Wonder Woman, like, they say shield, and she jumps off the shield and they boost her up in the air?
What movie are you?
Wonder Woman.
But you said Deadpool?
But it's her shield.
I say there's a controversy right now, like Gal Gadot did, like on Twitter, because Deadpool's doing that X in the new trailer. Like he makes an X with his arm. He's like, she said that Wonder Woman did that pose first. Saying.
Sorry, here we go. Here's a team up between Cap and Iron Man.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the dual repulsors. Boom. Yeah, I thought that part was cool.
And then he leaves, takes off.
Yeah, that's another cool. It's a cool montage scene because they're just highlighting each character's strengths and just
rolling from one. Yeah,
rolling from
it's
one.
It's a one shot. They don't cut it all. It's obviously a fake one shot, but it's still a one shot.
And then Hulk and Thor work together.
For a bit.
I know. Somebody's about to get bitch slapped here. So you can tell, like, Bruce Banner does have control, but there's some things that slip.
You're right, Garrett. There's a lot of damage, but, like, nobody's in the way.
Right.
You were talking, I was like, who's going to get killed here? You go, nobody, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like...
It's too Disney. Or I guess this wasn't Disney at the time.
So I think that's the thing that's different about this and Man of Steel. Man of Steel trying to make it realistic, be like, man, people would die in this instance.
Yeah.
And Disney was like, oh, by the way, there's nobody in this subway for any reason.
Just the largest city in the whole
world. Yeah, like evacuating the city, basically.
Look, they show so many people being evacuated, but no, for some reason, whenever there's an explosion, nobody's around. Oh, look at this.
Oh, and this is where you get the other scene with the people in the cafe. Yeah, here.
Garrett, do you remember I told you on the show, and something I love about now this movie and all the MCU movies is that now, like, mainstream people who don't read comics, like, have a favorite character and, like, love a favorite character.
Yeah.
I love, maybe because I love Captain America so much, that, like, people are like, oh, yeah, Cap's my favorite. And it's like, of course he is.
Yeah.
Like, just from these movies, they know that guy is a good guy.
Right. And that's also cool that they get to use the comics as further love.
That's cool, too.
There's that meme, though, where it's like he becomes a Ninja Turtle or whatever. You know which one I'm talking about? Yeah.
There's Ashley Johnson again. She's getting ready for her role in Last of Us, and she's thinking about her growing pain days. Oh, there she is again.
So she plays the young girl in Last of Us?
Yeah.
Well,
look at that blood gaping wound right there.
She totally grew up.
Totally rated R right there, that cut.
Oh, no, there can be blood. It's just not while it's happening.
Oh,
it just shows up randomly later being like, oh, there's blood on this.
So you can't see blood cut.
There can't be a gunshot and then blood shoots out.
Oh.
Or there can't be a cut and then blood shoots out. It has to be later like this.
Oh, okay.
Being like, hey, where'd you get those cuts from? Oh, yeah, it was that fight. Oh, I didn't see you get him during the fight. It was afterwards.
This is like Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps right now. Like, I hate that they have to ever answer anyone above them. It's like, just fucking do it. That's what I'm saying. There's a war going on.
Remember, we talked about during the Green Lantern review, they've always been annoying, those Guardians. And that's why those guys are annoying too. That's why I'm glad they're gone.
Right.
It's an annoying part of any kind of movie when you have an organization that there's all those red tape being like, oh no, we have to do this the political way.
So you get in there like Darth Vader and you just kill them all. I like how Loki feels like, ha, gotcha. And then he's like, no, you got.
Snap.
He looks so cocky, and then it's like, oh shit.
Dead.
And Black Widow's dead because she has no superpowers.
There's no way you jump off of that land without breaking your legs.
She would have definitely fell into that wall.
Here's another moment where the crowd laughed and cheered so much. I don't think we even heard
I didn't hear what the words was. Loki's like, I'm a god-eating creature. I'm not going to be bullied by you.
I never noticed that Loki's jacket has a zipper on it. Because that technology is available in Asgard.
Oh, I see that now. I think a lot of people freaked out too because he talked.
Yeah, that's the first time he talked.
Right. Do you think it would have been better if he said Hulk smash, like really quietly, like Hulk
I would have loved to hear Hulk smash when he smashed that warship earlier.
Right.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Does he do it in the Incredible Hulk? Does he say it?
Yeah, he does. The dude's just chilling up there.
Kind of close to the ledge there. It's kind of like 80 floors down.
So casual. He's on the edge when all those people are around him rocking shit. Like, nothing's going to rock that building. You're going to fall off.
I like how Dr. Selvig says, oh, I built in a self-destruct, and you need Loki's scepter. I'm like, how do you build in using a magical scepter to, like, self-destruct a Tesseract?
And also, instead of laying on top of that building feeling sorry for yourself, why don't you go down there and grab it?
Yeah, like fuck. People are dying here, man. Or no one's dying, but they could.
The impression is that people are dying.
Right.
I mean, not that much damage has happened if you kind of really look at it.
Yeah.
Keeping it kind of contained.
Most of the structures are staying up.
This is the coolest visual effect that's been throughout the movie since Iron Man 1. And they keep adding to it. His little heads-up display.
Yeah.
And that's gross. That's a little Guardians of the Galaxy, too. He goes inside and blows them up from the inside.
Right.
There's a shawarma. You go later on, he says, I saw a shawarma place. There it is.
What energy source are the Chitauri using?
I think they're all using the Tesseract thing. Like
You
they
think
made
that would
weapons out of
like
it.
kill Tony Stark though? Like
That's what I
more
don't.
powerful.
Or at the very least, Hawkeye here. Look at this.
This part right here.
This is pretty iconic.
Coolest shot ever.
They make fun of this in the Hawkeye Matt Fraction series.
They do.
Yeah, the first panel is that, and how here he gets
Call back to Die Hard.
on here he kind of gets up and he's okay. In Hawkeye, he's like, yeah, doesn't really work out when you don't have powers, and he's like in the hospital.
Right.
It's a cool shot too, huh?
Yeah. Well, oh man.
This is Last Jedi, yeah.
Except he's actually there.
Oh, snap.
Spoilers.
Shade thrown.
Spoilers. Oh, Alpha 711. They're gonna go get Slurpee. 7 Alpha 11.
Oh, gosh. See, this is exactly why I hate like the Big Brother government thing. You know, sending the nuke in. That's your answer to everything.
Oh, here we go. Nick
Clearly,
Fury.
Nick Fury's a horrible shot. Well, I guess he gets one jet, but
Good work. Oh, I forgot.
when he starts pulling the pistol, this is the part I think is like, dude, no.
I know he pulls out
No
the rock.
chance.
He knows right here. Yeah, he's a rocket launcher. Then the second jet happens, and he's like, "Yeah,
Oh, wait. I realized the situation. I have a pistol against a jet.
yeah." Why don't you run and get another jet and fly after it?
That would have been sweet. Yeah, have Nick Fury die, and I'd have Iron Man go up in space and be like, whoa.
I feel like Iron Man does that a lot. Put everything into this, and then he uses it. Wouldn't he be out of energy then?
Yeah, but I'm sure there's like a reserve tank like generating energy.
Yeah, it's called his heart arc reactor. He's gonna die. R.I.P.
All right. I just love how that guy was so nonchalant. Oh, just sent a nuke in. Nonchalant. Dude, that's a big deal.
To save that small section of New York when the rest of it's being fun. It's fine.
That scene right there was ruined for me because of the outtakes when Thor can't catch the hammer.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're
It's
saying.
like a foam roller. Buddy.
You guys were in New York
He's
recently,
like-
weren't you?
Yeah.
Did you see this section of New York?
Is that Times Square?
Well, we saw what was the train station? Grand Central?
You did?
Yeah.
Grand Central Station?
Was it empty just like this movie?
No.
It was packed.
Oh, shit.
And
Why is he
there was no Avengers Tower next to the Chrysler Building.
Why is his hand up like that?
Because he's got a Bluetooth.
He was going to put up to his ear and decided not to.
Right.
You know, they never mention if that nuke really affects anything when they send it towards the group. But doesn't it destroy their whole group? Never mind.
Wait, what are you talking about?
It's the nuke going into space. Does it blow up everything?
I think it just falls down. It loses.
I thought it
thrusters.
hits the main battleship and then kills all the
you're
other
right. Yeah,
soldiers
you're right.
on
And
it.
it pushes Tony back into
Phantom
the hole.
Menace style. They tie back to
Miss
Pepper.
Potts, he tries to call her. She doesn't answer. She's got it on reject.
Yeah,
Come on.
There's no way she doesn't have that in her hands. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
She's not like Tony. She's not trying to call him. This is why she's an Apple Watch. Then she would know. It'd ring on her wrist.
And you still see that these phones in this movie they're not even smartphones.
Yeah.
They're still like the flip screen.
They're like,
and,
flip screen ones, and they try to fake them to make it look like smartphones.
Yeah.
They're like have a touch screen, and it's like, that's a fake touch screen. Oh, everybody looking up at exact right moments.
It's like, my universe, bitches.
Now my neck theory pain pans out, huh?
Why?
They're all looking up for a long period of time. Gonna get a kink in that bad boy.
Here we go. Here's the nuke's going to go off. Oh,
Like, why at this point wouldn't he just let go?
he is. He powered
Plus,
off.
obviously he advanced his suit enough that he can go that far up into the atmosphere. But not that much.
There you go.
That would have
There's
been a cool
X-Men.
Easter egg if you saw like a little yellow plane go off to the right, like Star Wars Easter egg. It's just
What yellow plane?
the little yellow plane where Anakin blows up the.
Why would that be cool?
It's kind of like J.J. Abrams putting an R2-D2 in the wreck of the Star Trek.
You're going to give a nod to episode 1?
It's the same concept.
Why not an escape pod and not to New Hope?
How about Thanos' ship or a ship just floating away or driving away?
Here we go. She closes it up. And Tony Stark.
In the luckiest fall of all time, just barely made it.
Whoa.
And then, boom.
All the fallout.
That must be deep in space because they don't see it at all.
Son of a gun. That's pretty funny. He's so old, he says old puns like that. Boom. Saves the day. Tony.
Remember, that was a cool moment in the theater, too. People cheered. Yeah. And we got all this destruction. Not a soul is injured, though. Nobody died.
Did it ever get made into a statue? I feel like it did.
What?
Hulk helping Iron Man.
Oh, you mean like a toy statue?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I bet there was.
Oh, look at. How did he get injured inside the mask?
Probably hit his head in there. I keep forgetting to speak in the mic.
Hulk's just like, what the fuck, guys? And then we get introduced to shawarma for the first time.
You know, I feel like these movies are more. You know how we talk about RDJ did a lot of improv. There's a lot of comedy from him because of those moments.
Right.
I feel like that's the way they went. Right? They're more comedic now.
Yeah. I think more people enjoy it when it's more comedic.
Did you hear what they said about Captain Marvel coming out?
What?
They said it's going to be more of an action comedy than the rest of the movies. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what those movies are, though. Like, what do you mean it's going to be more of an action comedy?
Tell me, I don't think there's going to be a movie funnier than Thor Ragnarok.
Maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp? Yeah. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, that'll be pretty funny.
It looks pretty funny so far.
This scene where they're standing over Loki, fucking badass.
What kind of lens is this? There you go.
I don't know, but it's sick.
Kind of like a worm's eye view. Looking up.
I'll have that drink now.
His blood's already dried on his face.
Boom. That guy gets a cool shot.
You guys were there too? Central Park?
Yep. Saw what's the bird again?
Big Bird.
Big Bird. Duh.
Big giant ass yellow bird. Sesame Street.
Here's where you get your little Stan Lee cameo.
A lot of people here. Guy getting shaved for some reason.
There's your Tony Stark haircut right there.
Oh, yeah. That guy used to give me that Tony. It's amazing they have all this technology and the guy's using it to watch TV. There's Stanley. Stanley, hope you're in a good place right now. Did you guys see that news story?
What?
Might not be so hot.
Oh, no.
I heard it a couple weeks ago.
His caretaker's not really taking care of him.
Wow. That was like a month ago. He was abusing him, wasn't he?
That was different.
Oh.
Here we go. Ashley Johnson again.
Captain America's baby.
See, I didn't understand why they kept panning to her a bunch of times. I was like, oh, wow, they have really significance. You could tell there's somewhat significance with that person. I was like, oh, now I get it.
She obviously got left behind, and now we have Sharon Carter, so don't worry about her. They said, hey, we need a love interest for Cap. All right, let's pick at this waitress. Oh, Sharon Carter, we're going to introduce her. Never mind.
Yeah.
Put her back to the side. Hulk wearing a yellow shirt now. That's the final Hulk color. Green, purple, and yellow. Right? Yellow, too?
He's been yellow before.
Hulk?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
But, I mean, that's part of his color scheme.
Yeah.
I think. Here we go. They're going to twist it. That's a cool mask. Why did they ever bring that back?
That thing reminds me of Alien. Like the face huggers.
Kind of gives me more of a Silence of the Lambs vibe. Which connected, Anthony Hopkins played Hannibal Lecter.
Hawkeye. Oh, there you go. Those two leave together. We don't know why. They've never...
Yeah, they leave together, and then it doesn't pay off.
It never pays. That's what I mean. It never pays off. They never even mentioned they worked on anything together, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Chris Evans by himself on his Harley.
Sick.
Then we get years of Harley ads in the back of comic books.
Right.
Nick
the
Fury
awesome
says,
Avengers riff.
Nick Fury's like, fuck you guys. Not actually, that will fuck you. Well, I'll say fuck you later in Winter Soldier.
And they're all whispering to each other, Hail Hydra.
They're all trying to fix their computers. These guys didn't do shit the whole time. They were just on this ship.
I don't know, just reacted.
And now they're just trying to fix their computers. You guys are lucky those Avengers are around. How long is this afterwards? Obviously, there's a lot. She still has. You didn't get stitches. That's what happens when you don't get stitches. That thing's still wide open.
2 days after, probably.
It's still wide open. She never only got stitches.
It's dried.
She's a badass. She becomes the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. sometime.
That's how you get scars, though. And she doesn't have that in the feature movies. That'd be cool if she did, though. I mean, that's like the little things that matter in these movies that make them work, and I think they do a good job about that. But obviously, that one didn't happen. But
you give me a hologram just like this, I'm in.
Right there, we could take it apart, right?
Yeah, like you do shit with it, and like
yeah, that'd be insane.
She just took off half the building, and now he just destroyed the whole thing. He's like, never mind.
Then they start kissing.
Here we go. We see the A still on there. Everything else on.
Oh, snap. Everybody's like, what?
Avengers trailer. The whole theater claps. I believe we give a standing O.
Oh, the cool end credit scene with this is like where they're going through all the costumes and stuff.
Zach Penn, Joss Whedon did the story. We got screenplay by Joss Whedon, directed by Joss Whedon.
There's that symbol.
There's a Black Widow symbol. We get Kevin Feige produced.
The better shield where it's all beat up. What's that?
Some executive producers there. That's Cap's helmet.
Yeah,
Jon
like that one
Favreau,
got that much.
Stan Lee. I'm trying to look at these names to see if we got anybody that came up in power recently. That started doing their own thing. I don't think so. These guys are all. Alan Silvestri. There
Back
you go.
to the Future.
I forgot he did that.
He's doing Ready Player One too.
He is.
Janik Sirs, no idea.
How much of that do you think Korey's in so they can use that Back to the Future theme?
There's going to be a DeLorean in the trailer. That's all I need to know.
RDJ, here he is. Chris Evans. Mark Ruffalo.
That's cool.
Mark Ruffalo gets third billing.
Blood on Thor's hammer? I don't remember seeing blood on there.
Chris Hemsworth.
Black Widow's thing she uses once.
Jeremy Renner. Tom Hiddleston. Clark Gregg. Oh, they get double billed. They don't get their own. And
Shield stuff.
Some other people.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're still in Skarsgård.
And Samuel Jackson's Nick Fury. Ashley Johnson. She doesn't get credit. She's that waitress.
She's a minor character.
In association with Paramount Pictures, this is Marvel Studios production. It's before Disney bought them out. I believe that Disney bought them like right after this, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't think they did another movie.
Iron Man 3 was the first one with Disney.
Joss Whedon film.
This is the first credit scene.
Here we go. We were in the theater being like, what is going on?
This isn't even what's his face as the actor.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, it's not Josh Brolin.
Well, oh my gosh. Comic book wise, they nailed it in this one.
Let's see how different he looks. I haven't seen this in forever. Here we have the other talking to him. Earth is a dangerous place. Oh, that was just a regular hand. It didn't really look purple to me.
Obviously, they didn't put all their money into this, except the face.
To challenge them is to court death. And you know who loves to court death?
I can see it. I can definitely see it.
God, that's the best thing about Thanos so far. Is that turn and smile? That's all we needed. I remember when we saw it, some guy was like, "What's Hellboy doing in this movie?"
Oh, jeez.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't. But that's
some guy in the front row.
Some people we go to these movies with, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Korey, what do we call them? The people who leave before those after credit scenes?
Morons.
Oh, I think you call them amateurs.
Well, yeah, whatever. It's like
Marvel.
If I'm going to tell you people, if you get up and leave right as the credits roll in a Marvel movie, you're an idiot.
It still gets to me too. I'm just like, have you never been to a Marvel movie? Like, people always, like, a big chunk of the theater leaves. And I'm like, you're so stupid.
You know what's weird? Is one of the people that got like main credit. They showed the character's name up there. I don't recognize who they were at all. Georgie? Who is Georgie?
No idea.
Hiya, Georgie.
Damn.
So what's going to be a better sequel? It Part 2 or Infinity War?
Infinity War.
But It Part 2 will be good too.
Yeah, they'll both be good, but it's like those are two different things. That's like apples and oranges.
I know. I just said it because you said it. So here we get the long credits scene. A lot of people involved in this movie, I'm sure. I wonder how many of these people are still around. Do they get this job and that's it? And then
do you think they're just related to the Paramount Network?
That's true. I guess it's Paramount back then. So probably not really that much around anymore.
The top executive producers, and probably stayed. Everyone else probably got
assistants, supervisors. They're probably still.
I'll give you guys a little heads up for anybody still listening to this. In a couple of weeks, we're gonna rank all the Marvel movies as a feature on the show. So I won't really try to reveal where this lies in the list, but
that's going to be hard.
It is going to be super hard. I'll tell you something though. This movie changed positions by me watching it again. I'll tell you that much.
I think
lower or higher.
I think I went higher.
Really?
I enjoy all the because I noticed like just because since we're analyzing it, I've noticed some minor things added to it that like little subtle hints and things like I didn't notice. Like, did you see when Iron Man put the bug in? Like, I guess I saw it, but I didn't really contemplate.
Well,
it.
You know what it is now.
Yeah,
that's what this movie is a lot of.
It kind of stays in the same place on my list, I think. You're at a lot of exposition. That's probably the negatives about it. But I always figure, like, no one really knew this movie was going to be big until this movie.
Yeah, I'll remember it probably from just the theater reactions. Just freaking out in the movie. It was just a fun time.
So this movie in the theaters was great to watch, and I think we were all really excited, even from the beginning, and then when it ended too, we were all really pumped. Avengers 2, how did you feel?
Not the same.
Yeah. It came out too quickly.
How many movies after this was Avengers 2?
I think it was only a couple. Because it went Iron Man 3, then Thor, 2.
Cap, Winter Soldier?
Yeah. Was it Ant-Man before it too?
No, Ant-Man was after.
Okay.
So we just get those three? Let me look up.
No, I'm pretty sure Iron Man 3 was after Ultron.
What?
Iron Man 3 was after Ultron.
No, it wasn't. Iron Man 3 came out right after this. Iron Man 3 was the first Phase 3 movie, or Phase 2. Wait, maybe you're right.
All right, I got it right here.
No, Iron Man 3 definitely.
So this movie came out, and then we got Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Avengers. So 4 movies.
Yeah.
So you're right. It was like way too soon. It was actually, but I mean, it was 2015, so it was 3 years later.
But it just, that movie wasn't really necessary, like plot-wise.
Yeah.
It didn't really set up anything.
You're right. If they got Ultron in there to make another Avengers movie.
And I love watching the honest trailer of that because it was like Age of Ultron. It was like more like 2 Days of Ultron. Like it wasn't.
So we had Ant-Man, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther, and then Infinity War.
See, that's way more many movies to get you there.
So 7 movies in between those 2 phases.
Right.
So we had 4 movies. No, 5 movies before this movie.
But plus Civil War was kind of like a little sizzler.
So it's 5 Avengers 1, 4 Avengers 2, and then 7 Avengers 3.
Yeah. I mean, I'm super amped. Like, I think this movie's going to change everything.
Korey, you weren't on the show this week. Me and Garrett talked a lot about Infinity War. Let me ask you a question. Predictions. Who dies?
Okay. So I said before we even watched this, before we started recording that, I feel it's going to go one of 2 ways. This is very generic. So, because you see the part with Thanos and Cap, I think either A, Iron Man is going to die, Cap's going to get super mad and avenge his death, or Iron Man is going to die, and then that's Cap and him fighting in the aftermath kind of thing. But then again, I'm kind of starting to think it's going to be scenario A that Cap's going to die, just because I feel like Tony Stark can hand off the torch and still, like, that way in the future, he can make his grand appearances and show up every now and again.
Like cameos?
Yeah, like cameos or, like nods here and there.
Who?
Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark.
I think maybe he is on the verge of dying and they download him to AI.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And he'll be an AI person.
Sure.
So that way he can only do a voice, come and do some voices, leave it, and then he won't actually be there during filming and stuff like that. You know what's cool? I mean, here's a prediction for me. You know that scene we see with Thanos and Cap? Like he tries to punch him and he's like holding him back. Bet you anything you see Thanos kind of smile, and then he actually throws him in the ground. Like he makes Cap think that he has a fighting chance, and he's like, no, You know,
Right.
because I mean, he has 2 gems at that point. You really think Cap's holding back his gauntlet? Maybe he is. I don't know. And Cap's strength always changes throughout these movies. Sometimes he's like weak, and sometimes he's like in Winter Soldier. There's no actual like superhero bad guy, so he has to be like a little weaker.
Made it to the final scene. They're all eating shawarma.
Except for Cap.
Cap,
he's on a permanent diet.
He's covering his mustache right now because Chris Evans was filming a different movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
So that's why he has his fist up like that and he's not eating.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Small world.
And they're also...
Yeah, you can see something like they make it doesn't look the same. Like Thor's hair. Fake.
This scene was not in the premiere of the movie. They actually went to the premiere. Joss Whedon thought of this because he saw a shawarma place on the way there. He was like, hey, that was in the movie too. Why don't we film the last scene like this?
That's funny.
So they filmed it after the premiere and put it in before the theatrical release. So there you go. Marvel, that's the Avengers. Wednesday Comics 605 at gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know what you think of your Avenger theories. I'm curious to see what you think. We got a month. That's a long time. You can let us know. Twitter at Wednesday Comics is the main one. At Garrett2188. At, I believe, Korey Walls on Twitter. And at Marvin_Saguero. I believe that's right? Yeah. At Alex Pastrana. You can follow him. Also, he's not here right now, but follow him. And on Facebook at facebook.com/Wednesday Comics Podcast. We also have a book club coming out. Garrett, what's it called?
Wednesday Comics, Leave Extraordinary Gentle People proudly presents
Day Tripper. That is by Fabio Moon and Gabriel Basso. Read that book. Let us know what you think. You can contact us in those ways as said prior, or send us a voicemail 605-215-1849. You can always send us a voicemail for anything. Also, we'll play on the show. You want to call and voice them all in and let us know what you think of Avengers? You're into your theories? Let us know. Siouxpercon 2018 is September 28th, 29th, and 30th. We'll be there on the 28th doing a live show, Wednesday Comics After Dark. There's a lot of good things coming, so go to siouxpercon.com, get your tickets. rootsoftheswampthing.com. Be sure to go there and learn more about the Avatar of the Green recently announced on Justice League Dark. Swamp Thing going to be part of that crew, so if you want to know more about the Avatar of the Green, make sure you go to the website, figure out who he is.
Hope he becomes best friends with Detective Chimp.
It's going to be him, Detective Chimp, Constantine, a lot of good people involved. Make sure you're on board and know who Swamp Thing is. I think that's it, right? Subscribe to the show. Remember, always you can on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher Radio. Let everybody know about the Wednesday Comics Podcast. Let your friends know. And let us know what you think of this Avengers movie. I'm being serious. Voicemail, Twitter, Facebook, and email.
Start working on your list, too, for your top list.
What's that?
Or your 18 for the Marvel movies.
Are we going to rank the Marvel movies?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, if you want to send me that, too. Send me your ranked list. And also, let me know what you thought of this first Avengers movie at the time when it came out. The phenomenon. I believe this is what... All those other movies were, like, good and everybody got excited, but I think this was the shot that blew this thing up to be huge because this was the first $1 billion movie that they had. So, until next time, I've been Marvin.
I've been Garrett.
#GuestHost1.
Everybody, keep turning those pages.